Hold on.
Oh, we did. Yeah, we live and look at the shirt. I like that shirt. Oh yeah.
Is that Blackula?
There's Blackula right there.
Blackula right
Oh
there.
my god.
So
Oh, the
this is
dude
like
from
Candyman, but Jay-Z style, to me.
Right,
yeah,
right,
and
right.
that's that isn't that the dude from like what, Nightmare from the
Gone?
Hood or something?
Yep.
Other side?
Yep.
Tales from the Crypt or Tales from the Hood.
Tales from the
Tales
Hood.
from the
Yeah,
Hood. Yep.
yeah, I remember that one.
Oh, we're live.
Hello,
Now,
everyone. We are the Goddesses of Writing. We're here for a special Halloween edition because this is Halloween weekend. So of course we had to do something special. But before that, oh, look, a game we're playing. Prompt My Horror Story Writing Game.
Uh-oh.
Special edition. So anyone who does pop in the chat tonight can play along with a portion of it where you get to help us pick some things. It's going to be mostly prompt based, but we do have some writing sections that we have to do. So
there are a lot of marathon writing strings going on tonight.
Yeah, so, I know, because of Nano or whatever, right?
I forget why.
Some kind of Nano.
But it was a lot. It's a lot going on, so we probably get rewatches instead.
I mean, that's fine. It don't matter to me.
Yeah,
I know there's usual ones that happen, but we always are the last Sunday and the second Sunday, so I wasn't changing nothing.
Yeah. No, I was just saying.
I figured that, but I saw all the live streams on the thing, and I was like, "Oh, well, yeah, I know." But I think it's a Nano, right, coming up or preparing.
Yeah, Nano is definitely coming up, but I don't know what the live.
I think that they're pre-Nano something. You know how everybody be up in the Nano. So they be like pre-nano writing and stuff. Like
I think some of these are like 10,000 word write-a-thons though. Something like that.
Hey, cool gamer.
Don't give me the line though, because I'm always behind.
Don't give me the line. All right, so the game. Now, I'm the GM, obviously. So anything that's like not agreed upon, and excuse me if my signal goes a little weaker because Comcast is and people wonder why I don't want to game predominantly online. I wonder why. But so we're going to have like prompts, and then there's going to be like a 3 option, and then we're going to pick a thing, and I'll usually let the other 2 goddesses pick, and then I will break the tie, or I will go with one if it's like we can't decide. So that's how it starts, and then we get to sections where we have to like write a character. It's 3 characters in this story prompt, whichever ones we go with. I have a plot prompt for each way we could go for based off the first one, so that's ready to go. And then we're going to write 3 small sections, whatever amount of time we come up with, and then we lead after each other to make a somewhat story. It doesn't have to have an ending. We'll come up with an ending, but we may not write the fullness of the story. And then maybe we'll all come back together later and write this together. That would be really cool.
Wait, so is this a pass the pen type thing where one person writes the beginning, the middle, and the other one the end?
Yes and no. It's like that, but we're not really worrying about trying to do beginning, middle, end. We're just going to do.
I'm really kind of like first, second, third kind of thing. Like we're passing.
It is. It's going to be one will go first, and then write for 15 minutes or whatever, and then after you come back, we have to listen to that part that you wrote, and then the next person is going to go ahead and continue it on, and then the next person come back, and then the last person writes a part, continue it on. It doesn't have to come to the end, but we will then have a prompt part where we decide whether the characters are going to live, die, make it out, or it's going to be a plot twist, and we'll choose that. And then I said later we can all come together, maybe write the story together, and then share it with everybody on another stream. So
my other question is, how scared am I? Do I need to prepare myself to be?
That depends on how nice Dahlia and I are to you.
Oh wow, okay.
Because some of the things that could end up in the story could be Aphrodite allergic prone. You might not.
So I might have to make a boy toy calls when I'm here.
You might. Dahlia leaner at you. So I'm going to pull up the first thing. Let me see here. I don't need to share it with the screen, but I suppose I could. Let's see. All right, so I'm not gonna share this part, but I'll probably will share when we get to the plot prompt part. But so the first thing we need to do is we need to pick between the location. So we have three options, and I'll read each one off to you, and then we'll discuss which one we want to go with. So story's location prompt. Option one is a decrepit old mansion. Option two is a haunted library.
Yeah.
Option three is a remote cabin in the woods.
Oh God.
So, which one sounds like something you want to write in location wise?
Automatically gonna pick the first one.
Decrepit old mansion. That's what you want to do?
It was the least crazy out the three.
That's what you say. And what about you, Dahlia? Which
Aphrodite,
one is?
You don't even know.
I know she really don't. The mansion gives possibilities of more things that she would be not liking. Anyway, okay. What about you, Dahlia? Which one are you thinking? You can pick whichever one you want.
I like the haunted library.
A haunted library. Okay. So, hello, Felicia. I'm glad to see you.
Ask Cool Gamer and Felicia what their choices are.
They don't get the pick of this part, so don't get happy. No one can save you.
That's right. No one can save you.
So, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to go with Dahlia. I am quite intrigued about the haunted library and what would happen in that, because it's actually, even though a haunted library can be quite large, it's still a smaller area. And it could be very secluded, so that actually makes it more scary, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's going to be the tiebreaker. I think we're going to go for haunted library.
I used to work in the library, so
yes, library.
And I used to love libraries, but I get a feeling I ain't gonna love them no more after this.
So everyone, we are going to be going with the haunted library for our location. So we picked that pretty good. I'm going to make a note that that's what we're going with in my book here. Also, I'm going to write it in red because blood.
It could be a fun haunted library like Ghostbusters.
No,
It has on what we picked.
It has the word haunted in it. It started off not fun.
That's funny.
It didn't say sexy library.
Not a sexy library.
What? You
It
so
didn't
funny.
say fine ass librarian works here.
Oh my goodness.
Haunted.
So now that we've picked the location, I did the show a little bit different this time. So I'm going to let us all introduce ourselves, since we already did the icebreaker of picking our location for our horror prompts. So Aphrodite, you want to go first and tell the good folks whatever you have going on and where to find you.
Well, while I'm still conscious, because I love these ladies with all my heart, but I don't trust them.
You shouldn't.
That's right.
Right now, I have like some personal things going on, so I'm kind of sitting back a little bit and kind of watching the world. So I don't have anything new going on. Got fires to put out.
Yep.
But in the very near future, we will be moving forward with the anthology. Looking for an artist, a cover artist, because so far everybody I've interviewed haven't really worked out. So to the audience out there in the world, we have everything ready except for the cover artist. We have an editor, we have the stories, we have the format, we have everything except a cover artist. So if you have a recommendation, send them my way.
Yep, no lie.
That's really all I can share.
All right, Dahlia D.
Well, tonight I am not Dahlia. I'm Zane Hill, because that's my pen name for my horror stories. Right now, I believe there is a midnight. I'm so terrible at marketing. There's a Midnight Magic anthology that I have a story in. I'll find the link and drop it in the chat. And I'm also working on I'm giving a presentation at a very, very tiny writers retreat down in the
Oh,
DMV
nice.
later on this week.
That is so cool.
So I'll be zipping down by you ladies, and I'm
Cool.
supposed to be working on the second story in my series, but
You know how that goes. She's like,
I guess I'll take that with me to the writers retreat. So that's what I'm up to.
nice. She got stuff going on. I currently
if you do that again next year, let us know because we might be able to meet with you.
Okay.
For the retreat thing, yeah.
Yeah, this was our first year, like just we kind of threw it together because the idea came around in August. So it's like it's like a micro retreat. It's real tiny. But you figure you got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah, but that's great.
Things so small don't mean they stay small.
That's right.
Much. That's facts. I have a few things in the fire, but I'm trying to work on finishing my poetry collection that I wanted to release in December. Let's see what happens because a lot of stuff going on.
Plus the holidays coming up too.
Yeah, all that jazz. So things are real busy in personal life stuff as per usual, but it's usually my mom still recovering and his work is heavy and the kid and all that stuff. So yeah. But I'll have some other announcements coming up for something. I'm doing a GoFundMe for a friend, and I'll be talking about it on my channel. So keep a lookout for that coming up soon, and probably the second week of November. I should be posting about that. So hopefully we get some people interested to help out. I always look for to help people if I can, when I can and get the word out and spread it, because actually as humans, if we helped each other a little more, everybody would do better.
That is true.
But we all seem to have turn away syndrome. So it's nice when people actually turn their eyes on to people to help them. But the poetry thing is really taking precedence right now. I actually had an artist do 2 character arts for Caliostro because I'm going to be releasing that in April next year, and I'm doing a Kickstarter, so I'm trying to get some more stuff together for that. Unfortunately, the artist isn't going to be working on anything else for a little while, but he said he will be willing to work with me to do the rest of my characters, because I told him I wasn't going to be doing those probably until like February or something like that. So he's willing to work with me to do the rest of the characters, even though he's kind of cutting it off for a little while because he got bombarded with a lot of orders at one time. It took a while to get people in because he's pretty good. He does like fantasy art and stuff. So that was fun process with that. So that's what I have going on right now. But yeah, so to the game. The second prompt that we need to take care of, because we picked the haunted library. So now that we need to pick our setting. So the prompt for the settings are: option 1 is a thunderstorm happening. Second option is a snowstorm. And the third option is a heavy rainy night. So which option sounds the funnest to you, goddesses?
I like snow.
Snowstorm? What about you, Dahlia?
I'll take snow.
All of us are agreed on snowstorm then. Okay. Snowstorm it is.
I'm bringing sexy back.
Listen, I saw a girl that I follow on I found her video on Instagram, and I was like, wow, we connect so well. She used that song, I'm bringing sexy back, but I think it was like somebody's redone version. And she was like, when I'm dropped into the K-drama world, and it was like the pictures of different Korean actors, and she was like, I'm bringing sexy. And the folks said, come over here, girl. She was like, bring it to the back. She was like, oh hey, and went to the back. She was like, it was like
ridiculous. That was cute.
I was laughing so hard. I'll see your link in the here in the chat. I will make sure I add it to the description. If anyone misses it, it will be in the description later. Okay, after we finish the stream. So make sure you do check it out. Yes, let us know, right? So then we know now that our location is a haunted library, and we know now that the setting is a snowstorm, so that can bring a lot of different things to happen. Trouble as well, and cold. Look at that. Hopefully the power doesn't go out.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
And the librarian has to be sexy if we trapped.
I'm sure there might be some sexy books in there. All right, so now we are to the character creation prompt. This part is when we have to start writing stuff. Now it's three of us, so we're going to write three different characters. The only rule that I'm implying as the host is that all three characters are long childhood friends. So you have to think about that when you're writing your character. And so it must include why they are there. Okay, they can each have a different reason, but we can coincide once we come back from writing the characters. And their name and a small background info would be required. So that way we can have something to go off of.
So we have to write three characters?
No, each writing our own character, and then our characters are longtime friends. That's the only rule, so that you have some kind of connection. So only thing I require for you to do your character, like again, you must include why they are there. So why they are going to be at the haunted library. So that might help you tie in what their, profession is.
Oh, I got it.
What they are into, things like that. But also they're friends, so they might have similar interests or tie in together. So we can keep that in mind. And you'll need a name, first and last, please, if you can. And just a small background info, which could tie into why they are there. So everyone hears that. That's what we're going to do. So now we have to write our characters for the Haunted Library Snowstorm story. Okay.
All right. So is the chat playing too?
The chat has a part where they could come in and they're going to help us pick some of the later things that we need to get the story together and going. If anyone's working on anything, they're welcome to write while we're off writing our parts and portions. Of course, it's still a live writing stream. So if you're working on anything, let us know what you're working on in the chat, and you can start soon. What do you all prefer? Do you prefer 15 or 20 to do the character? Which one do you think you need? I can give you either one.
I think 20 would work better for me.
20's fine. That's what you
got to pick a name, and that's always like 3 hours.
Right.
I know 3 hours. And I said first and last too. I'm trying to do to you.
I know. I'm like, oh Lord.
I have another question. We know it's a library and we know it's a snowstorm, but we don't know like where the library is, like if it's in the real world or fantasy realm or nothing like that.
It's not. It doesn't matter.
Okay, I just want to be clear.
It won't matter. You can think of that however you want in your head. If you want it to be a half in, half out, like obviously there's going to be some stuff that's going to go on later, so it's going to partially be supernatural. It's going to be based on what we pick, because we get to pick our threats. We get to pick tools to help us.
I am so terrified of tall, sexy guys. Like I'm really terrified.
That's not on the list.
No, that's over you.
That's not on the list. We're not doing an erotica now. We could do that.
All right.
We could do that edition at some point. We could do that edition at some point. But today it's going to be threats, and you're not going to want to pick them. And the audience gets to pick some. If there will be people here that they can help pick maybe what's. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, and we have to share what we're afraid of. So, once we share what we're afraid of, we can share 2 things we're afraid of, and then we'll let the audience pick a thing, some things that's going to be in there. Now, if it gets really crazy, like if we end up with like demons, wendigos, werewolves, and dolls at the same time, I mean that's going to be a little much for us. But we're trying to
like a cabin in the woods.
No, if all 3 of them show up, I'm just burning the library down. I'm good.
Yeah, because there's nothing you can do after that.
Yeah,
throw myself into the snowbank and just breathe to death. I ain't feeling
whatever the first threat is, you have to follow suit for the rest of the threats. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if someone picks like dolls or something, like inanimate objects like that, you have to pick something that's like haunted, like a ghost. You have to pick something else that is tied into that first thing that's picked, so that way it can make sense and not overdo. Because if it gets too many things, we're gonna turn into supernatural, and we don't need that here.
I mean, I can use some.
Dean is not on the list, so it's irrelevant.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not gonna help us today in any kind of way. All right, so we got 20 minutes. Let's go ahead and make our characters, and I'll see you in 20.
Okay.
Here we go.
My computer is frozen, so it's gonna take me a second.
You good?
Damn it!
I'm gonna put that up on the
Can you
screen.
mute me because I can't even get back?
Yeah, I will mute you. You good? Also forgot to say age. I forgot to put that part of the background. So, and I guess we'll have to try coincide ages because since we grew up friends, so I guess we'll have to be similar aged. I guess maybe late 20s, early 30s. Let's try to keep it in that area. And that's time. We're back.
Mhm.
I
Okay.
left the Aphrodite that she talked about. Okay, I finally got my computer working. My character created. Lord help me from here. Hashtag the trust is gone.
Yeah.
Oh, you too much. I can't. All right, so let's see how we all did with our character creation. Aphrodite, you want to go first and read a little bit about your character, why they're at the haunted library, those things.
Okay. Let me go back. All right. So my prompt character, her name is Alexis Fairgood.
Okay.
She's 32, and I named her Fairgood for a reason because Lord help, I hope she fares well. Um, she is a high school science teacher. Her friends are also school teachers. A vow that they made.
You can't pick that, so
Well, wait, I just wrote down what was coming to me.
that's cool. They probably won't be, but you can go ahead.
That's fine. A vow that they made. This is why they're at the library, though. A vow that they made as childhood friends to achieve, which they did, but they are not completely satisfied in their careers or their lives as a whole. Turns out that adulting wasn't all they thought it would be. So, as is their established tradition, they decide to challenge each other to turn their life around and choose the second thing on their list that they wanted to be when they grew up. Alexis wanted to be an archaeologist. So, once the friends all chose their new paths that they all wanted, they all enrolled together at the same time to college. Now, even though they are in different schools, they agreed to meet come hell or high water once a week at the Madison Library near their old elementary school. So more about Alexis. She is a tomboy of the bunch, always talking her friends into doing extreme everything. She can't just go skiing. No, it has to be extreme skiing off of massive icebergs. Dumb shit, the kind that gets you killed. She hates all things blue. I had to give her something to me. And the thought of having to wear makeup and get dressed up for something repulses her. She has no kids nor a man in her life, and she is fine with that. As long as she can climb onto a pretty boy here and there, she is good.
That's also from you. We would know that.
No, no. I want to have 800 kids and a husband.
Yeah, I'm just saying of what it is about the climbing on the.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Alexis,
all right. So I mostly
I got one more. I got one more part. Alexis doesn't like to plan too far in the future, so these challenges that she and her friends come up with are very truly challenging to her. But she loves completing them, and more importantly, she loves her friends dearly. She feels extremely blessed to have true rocks in her life, especially now with them reaching to the end of their 4-year college life.
Okay.
That's why they're at the library.
Okay, that was your assessment, but that won't since the prompt is going to follow what the prompt is, but I still like that. But I'll just need Alexis's name. You said her last name was what?
Fairgood.
Fairgood.
Her name is Fairgood, and she's 32.
I got that. Fairgood. Okay. And that she's a high school teacher. That's important.
Yeah, she's a science teacher.
Okay, science specifically.
And she vows to meet her friends once a week at that library.
I know that's your assessment again.
Look, I might be blind, but I see y'all faces twisting up. I ain't right.
It's fine. It's just the prompt with the prompt. That's why I made it like the plot prompt is going to kind of lead with a story and why they're there. But it's kind of like you had to come up with why you would say that the character's there. Not that that's going to necessarily work for the prompt, but I could possibly take it and work with it to fit into the prompt, though.
I know. So I was following instructions.
Oh no, you got it. You got it. I still needed to.
At the end of this, I don't even think her name gonna still be Fairgood.
It might be. She might not. She might not die. We'll see. We'll see. All right, Dahlia, your turn.
All right. So my character's name is Winifred Bradbury. Call her Fred. She is 31. The reason why she's at the library because her mother died a week ago, maybe 2 weeks, give her time to bury and everything. And before her mother died, she always knew weird stuff happened to her. But before her mother died, she told her that she was actually a descendant of a witch.
Okay.
So now she's at the library to look up her census records. This wig is in my, here we go. Look up her census records or like some old books or something, something at the library. She had to look up in physical form that she couldn't find on the internet. And because she wants to get more clues to her lineage. Now, like back in the day, she's always prepared. That's one of her traits. She's always prepared for anything. She drives a Ford 250, F-250, because she is
nice truck girl.
Yeah, she works in her father's, well, the parents, but now just her father's construction business. She always felt different at school. She never knew why. She had hints of powers, but her mother tried to suppress it because her mother knew what trouble it might bring her. But then because, she died kind of quickly and unexpectedly, she had to let Freddie in on what was actually going on. That's about it. I guess Freddie is kind of like looking for old records or guidance or something.
Okay, and what's one of Fred's last name again?
Bradbury.
Okay.
And the point of that is she always thought she was related to the author Ray Bradbury, but no, that's not what it is.
I thought that's where you were going with it.
That would be cool, but it's usually not what we want it to be. All right, mother passed away. Okay, she's a science teacher and meeting up with friends. Okay. That stuff. Let me pull.
Everybody, don't forget to hit like.
Yeah, we need those likes so people can find us later.
Oh, I have one more thing. She's a loyal friend and would do anything for those she loves and trusts. In fact, the things she does for her friends and out of love and trust always turn out well because she has very good karma. Now, her tagline is the people she always comes out right because she is a good witch. But given the circumstances that take place tonight, she might have to be a bad witch.
Love it. That's so fun. All right.
Or you
yeah, exactly. Right. It's a witch. So let me see here. Where we make sure I mark where we are with that. Okay, that's right. We have to just pick the list. Okay. All right.
I have to close out my YouTube and come back.
Okay.
This computer not happy with me today. I don't know why.
They already off the damn rails.
You funny, Aphrodite. All right. All right. So my character name is Min Jun Pak. Of course, he's Korean, duh. He's 33. He is a lawyer.
Oh.
And he actually likes to take on cases of people who have been swindled, and his specialty is cases that people have been swindled out of real estate specifically. So people who do scams in real estate. So that's his specialty for some reason or another. So you're going to tie in hauntings and things like that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So, and he has a love for old ancient text. So, the reason why
archaeology degree will work.
The reason why he's at the library, I made 2 reasons just in case one didn't flow in with the others that you all wrote. Was he got a call from one of his friends for legal advice. That could have been either to purchase a library or for whatever other type of legal advice. And then the second thing was just to meet up with friends because they agreed upon it, which probably will tie in better with Aphrodite's reasoning, and it could fall in with yours as well because the mother passing away. And then, he grew up with the 2 childhood friends, close in age. He's 33, 31, and I think the other one's 32, so they like stair steps there. Let's see. So even through, as I wrote, even through school, with their different perspective, with their different type of career choices, they stayed friends. When he was called by one of his friends for legal advice, or obviously for them just to hang out, he was happy to oblige. Plus, he's always happy to go to an old type of book place because if he can get his hands on old tombs and texts, he loves to read it. A small obsession of his. So that could tie in quite easily. But again, the prompt is already the prompt for The library has a name and everything else. But the next thing we do not pick the plot prompt. We actually, or listen to the plot prompt, I should say. We're going to pick our resources. So our resources are based on a list that would be somewhat grounded in what could possibly be found in a library for us to use as weaponry. And then after the resources, we don't know yet. But we get to pick the resources first. Because then, I mean, how fun would it be if we already know what we're fighting? Then we're going to try to pick stuff based to that.
Nope, I just said, why? Why are we fighting?
It's a library.
Why are we fighting? No, you're going to fight. Okay, so let me pull up the list of resources. So with the list of resources, we each get to pick 2 resources that will be in the haunted library for us to utilize to possibly protect ourselves in the story. These are going to be used like when we're writing out portions, if we feel the need that we need them, depending on what we write. If we're being attacked, I don't know. I'm probably going to write that we're being attacked at some point because that's what I do.
I'm saying on the doors unlocked because Alexis might just run and go out and face the snow.
Well, obviously, I don't think the doors are going to be probably accessible. First off, if there's any kind of haunting going on, also there's a snowstorm, a bad one, so we probably aren't getting out.
Against the door, so you can't get out.
So, of course, in the setting of this story, since Dahlia dished it up so lovingly, when we decided we were going to meet up, Winifred drove us there. She has a badass truck, so. We made it through fine, but we ain't getting out that easily. So, let's go to the resource list. Let me see. I could probably put it on the screen. But obviously, we want to really be smart about this because it's not the best type of weapons, but I'm just telling you. You probably want to be,
My character is an archaeologist. She'll figure something out.
That's true. Also, you got ancient tombs stuff. You might have something that has magic in it. Stuff like that.
Shit, so together
that type of thing. Let me see here.
I'm assuming your lawyer is cute. Give me something to look at.
He is, obviously. Do I write Curtis as not cute? No, I don't. All right. Flip over.
This is fun. I like this.
Yeah, it's fun time. So I figured it might be fun. So I'm gonna make this game.
Wordsmith Sarah, her husband, put together that game for us to play.
Yeah.
And I've never played. And there's like, it's like an RPG and we're getting through. And I'm like, you know what? My whole goal is to get the money and everybody else can die.
Yeah.
And that's how I played it.
All right. So let's see here. So I can share this on the screen. All right. Well, let's back up. Back to StreamYard, and let me put share screen. I have to do the entire window. Entire screen. Yeah, I'm gonna do the entire screen. Share. All right, so where is it? Down here. Here we go. List. All right.
Oh, Lord, I still read it. I can't even see that.
You don't need to. I'll read them out once. You gotta make sure it's right. There we go. I think I could probably zoom in anyway. So let me.
Hey man, maybe I can fix it on my other screen.
I'm gonna zoom in anyway. So
there we go.
Okay. All right. So it's zoomed in. All right. So obviously, I'm going to read them off, and then you have to think about what you want to pick. We only can pick 2 each for weapons, so think wisely. And I'll let each one go first to pick from the list once I read the whole list, and then that will kind of help what you won't be picking if someone else already picked it, and I'll highlight them in yellow once they've been picked. All right. So candlestick holder, a heavy Orient candlestick can serve as an improvised bludgeoning weapon. So I guess if you have something physically manifested, you could bust it in the head with the candlestick.
Not bust it in the head.
That's about all that. Ancient
bludgeoning.
So ancient sword. The library contains historical artifacts, which it would since it's an old haunted library. You might discover an old sword or a saber hanging on the wall, which that's true. They do have those a lot. So bust or statue. So usually you'll see like half statues and stuff. I guess if something runs by, you could push it on an enemy if it again isn't something corporeal. Ink, well, and quill. So I don't know if you you get an ink well filled with ink, and a sharp quill can be used as a makeshift projectile weapon. I'm not sure who would do that, but I guess you could. Bookends are heavy, so you can throw them in bludgeoning intruders. Again, this only works if it's a person, probably. We don't know what our enemy is yet. So a mantle clock, it's heavy, so it can be swung like a hammer. I'm not sure who's doing that. I suppose my character could pull it off. He is about 6'3", so maybe he could pull it off. Chains are good. That could be used as a type of weapon. Holy relics. The library contains religious texts or artifacts, which it does. You might find holy items such as crosses or rosaries to repel malevolent spirits. It's very possible could work. Also depends on what you believe in, because the belief will be a big part. So if you don't believe in it, you're trying to use it, probably ain't going to work. So keep that in mind. Decorative mirror. So apparently you're going to be trying to do some depends on what it is. Mirror could work on some things. Tuck it in.
Nope.
Are you yelling at your bird?
Nope. Mirrors, nope.
Mirrors, no. Well, you might use a mirror as a type of weapon, depending on what you're fighting against, to suck it into the mirror. So keep that in mind. Globes and or maps. I'm not sure what this will work, but I don't know. Hand cranked sirens. So like old libraries might have emergency sirens or alarms that can be used to create loud distorting sounds to deter entities. So that's true, depending. Rope, obviously. Dusty sheets or curtains. Well, it could be dusty curtains. I'm not sure you would use them, but metal detectors. I don't really know if that's the thing, but hey, it could be. Rusty keys, stabbing weapon. Again, I don't think that would work on a werewolf if that was what we had coming at us. I don't think. Magnifying glass, again, maybe to read some of the text. I don't know if we'll need that. So these are the last three. It's not much different. The most useful one down here probably the magic scrolls. You have 3 spells in the magic scrolls. So, and this was scrolls and parchments before, but I thought it needed something more specific, saying that it was spells. Just because it's like old parchment doesn't mean that it would be utilized as a spell. So I wanted to be kind of direct. So anyway,
I know what I want.
All right, so
number 10 and number 11.
Number 11 is the hand crank siren. You want 10 and 11? You want the globe?
I want those maps, because as an archaeologist, I can probably utilize some maps.
All right, I will highlight those two.
And the hand crank siren thing, we had that at school. That'll scare the living and the dead.
Living and the dead. Okay. All right, Dahlia, which 2 weapons do you want for resources?
I think I'll take number 1.
The candlestick holder.
Yeah, and number 6.
Number 6, okay.
See, I thought you would go for some spells since you like part witch.
She's not that practiced yet, but I got an idea for that clock, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I could turn back time.
Okay, I'm going to pick the ancient sword. So it seems like y'all got some other ideas covered. So I need something physical because y'all ain't covering us on that shit. Just in case we get something real bad up in that bitch. I don't know.
I mean, I thought about the rope, but I was like, that would also mean I would have to be in close proximity. And I'm like, I know I'm gonna run. So she gonna run. I can't.
I'm not sure. I might get the magic scrolls, even if I'm not magic inclined for sure. I mean, something bad can happen if you read it's a magic shit and you don't understand. They go be like Army of Darkness or something. They be like,
right. And then instead of getting rid of them, they triple and shit.
you get something worse. All right, I'm just gonna pick the ancient sword and the holy relics because at least those are pretty self-explanatory. Because it is, yeah, I think I was going there. You can have holy water, some other shit, you know, that might come in handy. So that's how Arsenal is. That's what we're gonna use. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these off of here and put them on the separate document. So I'm gonna stop sharing and let me get these together. Minimize that. Let's see. I need to zoom out too, so I can get them all up. There we go. Make this new blah. We're making good time. It's only 8 o'clock. Okay. Let's see. Our weapons. I hear your little bird people in the back. They said, we woke it.
Oh, no, they woke up as soon as they heard you.
They said, she here, y'all. She talking.
They're actually talking shit right now, so.
When they not, though, honestly.
To each other, so we're going to ignore them. I will say this, though. I went away. When I came home, they were so happy to see me. They started singing to me. It was so cute.
Oh, they said she back, y'all.
Yeah, we can harass her.
That's so funny.
That's probably exactly what they were saying.
I said, yay! Let's get her. All right.
Like, by the way, that boy you had taking care of us didn't give me the proper amount of what I wanted.
That's they got complaints.
They got complaints.
But they was real happy to see me.
That's cute. All right, Aphrodite got hand crank siren and the globes and maps. All right. And there's Dahlia.
See, I'm glad I made her an archaeologist now. I wasn't sure about that at first.
I had a feeling somebody was going to pick an archaeologist. Obviously, I'm trying to make a K-drama horror, so that's where my mind lives. So anyway, all right, let's see that, and I pick the.
Y'all know we look good walking into that library, though.
Obviously, though, I'm just saying. Let's see. If it's a K-drama, I guess he probably like one of his friends. I'm just saying. General consensus. All right. Happy. Not ancient sword and holy relic. So let's take.
I just thought about something. Mm-hmm. I made my character an extreme enthusiast, wanting to do all these things that can have killer all the time, but she's scared of something to go bump in the night in the dark.
That's funny. I can't.
Oh no, you want to jump off that iceberg, but you talking about some sound in the other room, girl? Sit down.
Yeah, really though. Let me highlight this one. Make sure I highlight our options on the main page, and we did our background. Let's see our weapons. Let me put that on there.
So what happens? What do we have to write next, if anything?
The next thing we have is the. See, I think we're going with the plot prompt, and after the plot prompt, then we have the weapon is what our threats are. Yeah, I think. Let me double check and make sure. Yeah, we have the plot prompt next.
Okay.
After I'm gonna read the plot prompt because once we pick the library, we have one already. After that's read, then we are going to get to do the list of threats, and that's when also our chat. If anyone's still here, then they can come in and also pick 2 threats that we'll have. Plus, we have to pick threats as well. We get to pick one threat, and then the audience gets to pick one or two threats. So we'll have that information when we write our sections.
Okay.
Sound good? Okay. All right. So let's go ahead. I will read the plot prompt. Let me pull that up. Let me close my character down. Yeah. Okay. And I got too many documents open. Let's close that. All right. Which one? I had a copy of 3 last night. No, it's the cabin, and here's the library. All right. Let's see. So I'm just gonna read it as is. Let's see. So the name of the prompt is The Whispering Tombs. So that'd be the name of the horror story. In the dimly lit, long abandoned Ravenwood Library, 3 characters find themselves drawn together one stormy night. We got a snowstorm going on, guys. Each character possesses a unique connection to the library, unknown, tied to its haunted history. We don't know that at the time, but you could tie that into what you write. So we have the different characters. Now, the fact that we try to come up with backgrounds for them, somewhat of why they're there. I have a prompt for each character's reason or whatever, or behind who they are. So I'm just going to read them. Not that it's necessarily prevalent because we kind of wrote our own characters, but I already had like prompts built into the story. So one of the characters will be a former librarian who used to work in the library before it closed. She returns to the library to retrieve a long lost journal that holds a terrible secret. Ooh. So that was kind of that. Then one of the other characters was going to be a
character. That's kind of close.
Sure. A local historian and collector of rare books, which technically could be my character because he does like it. He has come to Ravenwood Library in pursuit of a legendary tomb, rumored to grant its possessor unnatural powers. So, and then the third character has a background of a teenager runaway seeking shelter from the storm. She stumbles upon the library while searching for a place to stay that night. So these were just prompts built into the story. Mm-hmm. We don't have to utilize those specifically. We can still use the other sets of like a tie-in. So I would think that since they are childhood friends, and I see Aphrodite's character is a high school teacher, and yours
I could have been a runaway and got my stuff together.
That is possible. That's true. That could work. And Winifred, what's Winifred's profession?
She works in a construction business.
Okay, cool. And she should be able to get us the fuck out of places like blocked down. Tear shit apart. And descendant of a witch. So that's pretty cool.
This is a load bearing wall. So we go this way, we can do this.
Yep, that's it. Funny. That will work out. It's pretty cool. So I mean, we can take this stuff into account when we write in our parts. And of course, I'm gonna let Dahlia start us off from the prompt, but I'm gonna read the rest of the prompt, Dahlia. So you have to base it from there. We can try your best with it because it is a little different because it's based on our characters that we wrote. Mm-hmm. So the rest of the prompt is the prompt itself. The library, shrouded in an eerie, timeless silence, harbors ancient knowledge and malevolent spirits. As the 3 characters explore the library's decaying shelves, strange occurrences start to unfold. Books fly from their shelves and candles flicker and chilling whispers fill the air. As they delve deeper into the library's secrets, the 3 characters must confront their own pasts, unearthing the darkness hidden within them. Each character's desire and motivation become increasingly entangled with the supernatural forces that haunt the library. Will they uncover the truth and escape the library's grasp, or will they succumb to the malevolent spirits and become trapped within its cursed walls forever? So I'll put it up on the screen, of course, while you're writing. Just so you need to reference or whatever, generally. If you need the names of the characters, you have Alexis, which is Aphrodite's character. You may not worry about the last name, but just the first name. And then my character Min June, MINJ. And as you know, his background, lawyer, but he's really obsessed and into ancient tombs and books, so that could be a draw, unfortunately for him. You know, something bad could happen because you know he might get involved in a book he shouldn't. And then Aphrodite's character, of course, being a high school teacher, science specifically, so she might be more of a realist, and also she could be a open-minded science person too. Those types as well. So you probably keep those type of things in mind. And any of the other notes that Aphrodite had mentioned in her story, and of course your character tie-in to start us off. Again, I'm going to leave this up on the screen. I'm going to put it up. I'm going to do a screen share for this portion. Let me go back to screen share for you.
So while Dahlia is writing this part, we're just waiting to see what she write and then bounce off of it.
Yeah, the next person will lead from what she has. And then so on. Dahlia, 20 minutes good for you?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me.
So I just have one question. I think you mentioned they all come to the same place in her truck. Or you want to keep that?
Yeah.
Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Try to keep that so we have like they met up. We could kind of go off of them being friends, and they meet up at this library because he likes books. I guess we could come in with a tie-in for Aphrodite's character because she is a science teacher. So maybe she's looking for some other books for her classes that the school wouldn't provide.
And I'm a science person, not a magic person. Right.
And then your character is based to like the witch. She's looking for, the book, like you said. So them meeting up at this type of place isn't abnormal. They usually possibly pick a different place every year that they meet up. And this will happen to be the time that they picked the Ravenwood Library. So they're giving it a go. So and here we go. Deserted. It's deserted. So they get to check it out. You can figure out one way how they would get to be in there when it's deserted. Maybe use my character's lawyer background. Maybe he knew somebody who had rights to the library or something. They're allowing him to do it because each one of them gets to pick a place every year. And of course, he would pick up the library because he's obsessed with books. So maybe use that as a tie-in of how and why they would be able to go to a deserted place because he has friends that.
I mean, did he not hear about the rumors about it being haunted? What's wrong with this boy?
That would intrigue him a little bit because he's into ancient tombs and stuff. So it wouldn't deter him really in this case. He wish it would have.
That he probably wants.
Yeah, he wants that book. He probably doesn't care or believes it just yet. So that's just some little tidbits to throw at you to help you start off.
All right.
And I'll go ahead and put that screen share up for you. See, entire screen. Oops, share. And let's see. I think that's the prompt one. I'm gonna make it large.
I saw my boy. I saw him last time.
All right, so here is I'm going to scroll down to the part that gives the little story part. There we go. So if you need to reference it, I will let you be muted out, Dahlia, while we are just, I guess, chewing the fat. Hopefully we won't distract you too much. Keep the chat a little busy on that. Oh, wait, actually, before you go and start, I meant that we actually were supposed to pick out threats so you could tie those in. Hold on a second. I almost forgot about that. Like, wait a minute. Hold on a second here. Minimize that. Because we do need to pick the threats.
Okay.
Because you might need to start with those.
That's true.
So you might need to start with that or make something eerie happen. So anybody that's still here who wants to be a part of it and help us pick the threats, and then this is where you shine. If you're not here and you don't say anything, then I'll assume that you don't want to play a part. All right, so I'm going to pull up the list of threats. Let me do I have it open? I don't want to do all that. I think it's on this one. It's on the prompt one. I think it's on the.
Listen, I'm on my own.
Let's minimize that up. I got it too zoomed and let's zoom out.
While you're doing that, I did want to let everybody know that I will be coming up with another game for November and December to play.
Okay. Let me see.
A lot of people really like the one, when we do this. They love when tripping on us. Everybody at my studio was dying watching the video the last time.
Yeah, it was funny.
And they were like, y'all just get together and do this. I said,
straight up.
Every other Sunday, because every other Sunday, we either writing or we're playing.
That's facts. Okay, so let me screen share the threats. Okay. Again, each one of us get to pick a threat. And then anyone in the audience can pick a threat. If no one picks a threat, then I will pick another threat for us to have as the GM. Which that won't be good for Aphrodite, probably.
Ain't none of them gonna be good unless you threatening me with a good time.
Yeah. I can't with you. All right. Threaten her with a good time. Okay.
Threaten me with some lasagna. I'm just saying.
Oh my God. She would. That's what she was.
Oh no, I have to eat this. Whatever will I do?
Let me see if this will show. Okay, there it goes. Let me make it big. And I'll have to zoom in a little so everybody can see it a little better. All right, so here are the threats to pick from. Want to read them off?
Nope.
Okay, so the first threat is ghost, restless spirits of deceased who haunt specific locations, seeking revenge on.
How many we got picked?
We each get to pick a threat.
One, okay.
And then the audience gets to pick a threat. And then if no one in the audience picks a threat, I will pick the fourth threat. Okay, so the ghosts, and then we have demons. We have vampires. We have werewolves. We have zombies. Witches and warlocks. Cursed objects. Items or artifacts imbued with dark energy, bringing misfortune to those who possess them. Possessed dolls.
Hell no. I'm sorry.
Skinwalkers. Sirens.
Siren can't hurt me.
Poltergeists. The Wendigo.
Hell no.
The Headless Horseman.
I don't want to play no more.
No, not the Mothman.
The Mothman, mysterious creature that appears before disasters and is often considered an omen of impending doom. The Slender Man.
Oh, God.
He abducts children, so. The Banshee. The Doppelganger. That would probably be fun because a duplicate or mirror image of a person, like that'd be cool. Like you wouldn't even know, and you'd be tricking your friends. Anyway, Cthulhian mythos, so Cthulhian creature, Eldritch horror.
Nope.
The Jersey Devil. That got on here twice. The Rake. The creepy humanoid creature with sharp claws and a pale, featureless face. That was fun. The Djinn. Genies are supernatural beings capable of granting wishes, but often with unintended malevolent consequences.
They assholes.
The Shadow People. Dark, shadowy figures often associated with sleep paralysis and feelings of dread.
One of my biggest fears.
Yeah. The Black-Eyed Children.
Oh my God.
Now we're cooking with gas.
Mysterious and unsettling children with entirely black eyes who seek entry into homes or vehicles. Well, they could be trying to get in the truck when we get there.
But I'm talking about calling somebody to spend a night with me. Y'all know that part, right? I ain't got nobody to call.
The Hat Man. A shadowy figure often seen wearing a hat associated with feelings of fear and dread.
No.
Also could be called the Shadow Man, but he usually hides under beds and then goes out at night and kills people, and then he goes back under the bed, but he doesn't kill the person whose bed he sleeps under at that time, but he tends to move around, so don't go out at night.
Underneath my bed sleeping.
All right, so anyway, these are just double repeats. So I don't know how I even managed to do that, but so that's what we have. So these are the threats. So Dahlia, you get to pick the first threat.
Mothman.
A Mothman. Damn, look at her going right in. Okay. All right.
He's my favorite.
So you like the Mothman? Okay, so I will make a note of it, one of the threats.
I think I saw Jason Momoa on the list. I picked Jason Momoa.
No, you didn't, bitch. Stop.
You sure?
I'm quite sure. I told you this is not the erotica version of this or romance. Okay, you ain't getting no fun times with Jason Momoa. All right, so we have to remember
look like Jason Momoa. I'm just like,
when writing any of us that the Mothman is one of our threats. Is a mysterious creature that appears before disasters and is often considered an omen of impending doom. If you want to look up Aphrodite while
I know who that he is.
You know, as long as you know what he does to you and stuff like that, you can use it for a tie-in. All right, so Aphrodite, what is your choice?
Let's see.
Okay, so let's start at the top.
I'll take a cursed object.
The cursed objects.
Yeah, because I ain't want nothing walking
towards
me.
Resign. I'll take the cursed object.
I don't want none of my motherfuckers walking near me.
Okay, so cursed objects are items or artifacts imbued with dark energy, bringing misfortune to those who possess them.
I'm an archaeologist, so I'm gonna see that and be intrigued.
All right, I remember writing that, so your character end up cursing, touching it because she thinks she knows what she's talking about, and then she gonna be possessed.
I saw this on television. Who's that
guy?
More
like my character be like, that's the so and so such and such artifact. Don't touch it, and then Cutie Boy touch it. Like, didn't I just say don't touch it?
That guy who does all that stuff. Josh Gates.
Yeah,
on one of them channels, he does the archaeology and stuff.
Yep.
I forgot the name of his show.
What the name of the show? I can't remember. Let me see.
I knew everybody on this list except for the Hat Man. I love Jen, but Jen I know can't be trusted because you wish for something like I want to live forever, get a life sentence in jail. They sneaky, but I don't know the Hat Man.
I might have to just, even though we have the Mothman,
to the Grinning Man.
I think so. I have to check.
They're probably cousins.
So. They probably are cousins.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna have to pick the Cthulhian mythos.
Oh, why? You didn't have to. It's like 80, 50, 11 choices. Why?
Because we have the Mothman, but we have a lot of different tombs and books in there and artifacts apparently. So any of that could tie in to have a
put me out my misery. I want
you're right. Yeah.
This a Lovecraft shit. I want none of his shit looking at me.
I can't with you. Oh my god, so funny. All right, so now we have the chat. If anyone is still with us who's interested in playing part, you can pick from the list that I have up on the screen of the threats that are allowed in the story. If no one comments in a couple minutes, I will then pick the last final threat for our story. So here again, we have ghosts, demons, vampires, werewolves, zombies, witches, and warlocks. But also keep in mind that since the Mothman and Cthulhian mythos has been chosen, and Aphrodite did pick cursed objects, we want to try to pick something that's relatable to one of those three things in order so it won't be too far off the chain. And then me and Dahlia had to pull out our horror hats and make it work. So anyway, this is the list that I'm going down. Witches and warlocks, cursed objects, which Aphrodite picked. We have possessed dolls, which I guess we could one could end up in there.
Hey, y'all. Chat, for real, show me some mercy. Cthulhu is on so please don't pick no damn possessed doll.
It would work with the cursed objects though.
My cursed object, I'm picturing a coin, man. I was like,
see, it's a cursed object, so we can kind of run with that. We can have all kinds of stuff.
Got Shorty looking at tomes and ancient tomes and shit.
Now, just keep in mind that those things picked, it can, unfortunately, with the things picked as threats, can be tied into the story into our resources.
Okay.
So, like, Dahlia, you picked the candlestick. How do we know that's not an ancient artifact? It could be a possessed item. We don't know. So anything we picked, the clock, even the ancient sword I picked, that could be all tied into any of the stuff that's that because we're writing it, so it could turn out bad.
So what I'm hearing is I was right not to trust you. Okay.
Nothing's been written yet. It's okay. All right. That's funny. All right. So let me see. I didn't hear anything from anybody yet, so I'm going to.
When y'all hear that glass break and realize that Alexis threw herself to the snowbank and froze to death, that's why.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pick the final threat that can be tied in with the other thing, since I didn't hear anything from anyone in the chat. So, you know me picking. That's probably not good.
We got 4 people here. So they just lurking.
That's okay. All right, let's see. What would tie in well with those things? I'm sorry, Aphrodite. I haven't picked possessed dolls.
You know what?
What the hell the damn doll doing in the library? Why the doll in the library?
Because it's part of a display from last year.
So mad that you actually
don't ask a question you don't want to answer to, because I always got to answer to
it. I was like, please don't figure out why.
Yeah, you think I didn't put that on the list like I couldn't tie that in? Come on now, you talking to us?
I know y'all. I met y'all. I was like, damn, like, no, goddamn doll display. I'm just okay.
Yeah.
I was never scared of possessed dolls or anything like that, because when I was like, I guess a teen, when Chucky came out, so I was like really stupid. But my grandmother would watch it, and I think she was, I don't know,
bothered by it.
She was over 60, 70. So she watched. I'm like, oh, Grandma, I can't watch that. I'm scared of Chucky, right? And she's like, girl, if I saw that scound, I just kick him.
That sounds like
I don't
my
know
mom.
What a scound is, but that I was like, well, my grandmother said, hey, she'd kick him, so
I guess I'm good. She take care of his ass quick.
That's what I'm saying.
My mom said I kicked the out of him. She said he better not show his ass over here.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're like, oh, I'm scared. Girl, just kick him.
The problem with Chucky has always been, and I think a lot of people always forgot this fact, what makes him scary is not that he's the doll, that he's a doll that small to sneak around.
Yeah.
But he's more animated and he has the strength of his self-grown man.
Right.
Like he's not, and it's enhanced because of the evil. So it's not like he's just like, I'm the strength of a doll. No, it's like if a dude came up and restrained you and was like, really a little ass doll. Like that's why he was cutting people.
So yeah, explain it further, because I didn't know none of that.
Yeah, so it's like, the dolls be kind of messed up because they not the strength of a doll, and then they're demon possessed, so they're extra strong. Right, the supernatural strength.
In here, there's a serial killer.
Right, Don't he have the spirit of a serial killer on top?
Yeah,
of
the spirit, because the serial killer put his spirit into the doll. So
he was going to get caught, so he had to hurry up and put this shit in there. Then he got stuck because he was just going to get out. A few times he tried to get
body. That's why he was trying to get into the kid's body.
Yeah, he's trying to get out because he knew. I guess he was using supposed to be old voodoo magic or something. They said he was. You know how they throw that in. They just throw that in all kinds of like this person used voodoo. Don't know nothing about voodoo.
Okay, it's really not all the same people.
It's really not voodoo, but all right, you said it is.
Oh, how did that happen? Voodoo? Okay.
Right. Oh my god, I saw a horror movie the other day, and it was like these guys. It's an old it might have been a Tales from the Crypt episode or something. And the dude was like saying they was using voodoo on it, but it was like showing some tribal people from Brazil, like back in like whatever. And they was like in tribe, but they went like tribe get up. But the people who were supposed to be like Brazilian people, obviously they were just like Mexican people, and they threw some Asian people in there, and they was dressed up. They were supposed to be in Brazil, but then they was like using voodoo magic. I was like, excuse me,
y'all got Asians, Mexicans, and voodoo.
Y'all just proved that y'all don't know what y'all doing and talking about.
I was like, what is whatever? I just can't. Anyway, I was laughing like
this. Really stupid. Scary movie using Santeria. Remember that movie with Martin Sheen in it?
Oh yeah, Martin. Yeah.
That one long when his wife died, she was like electrocuted or something.
Yeah,
that was really a scary. That was really kind of unsettling.
Yeah, it was. I like that.
Yeah, but did they do Santeria right? They did it right though, right?
I believe so, because I remember watching it and being fascinated not only by the storyline. I can barely remember it now. I got to rewatch it, but the fact that they didn't just say, "Oh yeah, voodoo," so it was like a new aspect. I was like, "Oh, I never heard of Santeria," so it looked like as far as I know, it wasn't like voodoo. It was something different, but still a little tribal, I guess. Not
right,
tribal,
and that's
more,
probably what they meant to say.
Yeah,
because it was, since they were trying to be like, "Oh, this is from Brazil," so it's like, I don't know what they were doing. They were confused. I'm just gonna say
but
that.
You know what? Like, but just back to that damn doll. If I was the My Buddy people, I would have sued Chucky. Because they took that doll, they took the My Buddy, My Buddy, and I would have sued the hell. Because a lot of people's like, I'm not buying that doll now.
They just kept it going though. They was like, we trying to sell this thing.
They only changed the look a little bit so they couldn't get
sued. That motherfucker got remelted into the thing, and then he came back. All right, so I'm gonna let Dahlia go ahead and do her first sprint. And I'll put the story up on the screen. So let me pull the screen share back up here for you, and we will wait for you to get done. We probably get done close to 10, which is fine. Just a heads up, we're a little bit longer than we'll be. Which one am I on the prompts? Here we go.
That's the football game starting getting good at 10.
Yep. All right. 10. So make sure that's the match.
Wait, what time is it now?
It's 8:30.
Yep. 8:30.
Okay. We're good.
So we sound good.
So you're doing 20. Dahlia gets 20.
Yeah, 20.
If I finish early, I'll finish early.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, you don't have to do the full 20. Whatever you think you need.
Much you want? 200, 250, 1,000? What you want?
Whatever you come up with in the time that you have. It doesn't have to be.
I didn't know whether I had to get them to a certain point or
no, because it doesn't have to get to us finishing like I said at the beginning.
Okay.
Just go on whatever we can fit in, and then we'll pick what the ending will be, and then like I said, we can work on it over the next couple of weeks to see where we want to go, and then we can read it to the.
I want to go
on one stream.
Oh, house. That's where I want to go.
Oh my god! All right, Dahlia, I'll let you go ahead and go. Go for it.
So while Dahlia's doing that, I did have a question for you. What's going on in the writing world with you?
Not much. Just trying to finish this poetry. I mean, it's coming along, but it's kind of like I supposed to be like 150 poems in the book. So I think I have probably like probably 45 of because it's a theme, so I can't use like all the stuff that I have written previously that wasn't dark romance. So I have to produce more of it, even though all the stuff from the Layer of the Mistress series can be in there, but that was only like 20 something, close to 20 something poems. But I've written a good amount. It's just that I haven't been able to sit down every day and write some because my poetry comes pretty easily. It doesn't take me like a couple of days to write one or anything like that. Thank goodness. But I should get done because you're the formatter. So
I have the series that I've been constantly working on.
You still working on it? I hadn't talked to you about it.
Oh yeah, I just I'm going through some things right now. So
girl, I know. You're telling me no good word.
But I also have a script that I like an actual dedicated script, not something that was one of my stories that I'm turning to a script, but a script that I'm working on with feature length that I got like a couple weeks to have to get it done because there's some major backing possibilities.
Again with that? Okay, cool.
But something all together different.
Oh, okay.
Like major backing for it. And like I'm trying not to tell my business too hard, but like because of all the stuff that's going on in my world, I've been falling behind.
Focus on that. I've been
falling behind, and it's a partner thing. I've never partnered with anybody in writing before, so the fact that I never partnered before, and then just all the fires that I'm putting out in my world, it has been
hard to balance it.
And it's not. And writing is never a struggle for me, no matter what.
No, of course not.
And for the first of my life, it's been a really, really big struggle.
Well, you got a lot going on right now, so.
And it's also like the thing with it is like the stakes are high on this. It's such bad timing.
Oh well, it might be the timing that's going to happen, and it might keep the fire lit under you, even if it don't seem like it right now. But I know you'll get it done.
Yeah, I will definitely. I won't quit, so that's for sure.
I know that. You'll get it done. You're writing solid, so it doesn't matter. Like your stories that you're going with are solid, so I'm not worried about that. Um, but I know deadlines are a pain in the butt because
Yeah,
then
there's a
if you
lot
got
of
other stuff going on, deadlines are like the worst to have.
I mean, I'm glad that I have a deducing type mind because there's a lot of intrigue in it, and
Yeah,
although intrigue intrigues me, it
yeah,
did not for me writing.
yeah.
So this some craziness, and it is actually like when I say it's a project, it's an absolute project,
Cool.
and it's not just because of in general it's not flowing the way my normal projects flow.
I get that. I get it.
So, and this is literally the first time in my life where I'm. Don't misunderstand me. I'm not blocked.
No, I get that.
It's
But I
other
mean, life is happening,
yeah,
so I
it's
totally
other
get
stuff going on that's messing me up. But as far as the series and stuff that you are more familiar with, they're going great.
it. Yeah.
They're going great. And I'm supposed to be filming, which I have now decided that there's no way I can film Ensnared next month.
Yeah.
There's no way. Like there's no way I can do. I can barely stand up right now.
Girl, I know the pain shit
So
too.
there's no way I could do it. And I'm really sad about that because I've been looking forward to it for months.
I know you have. Well,
My
sometimes the timing is different. You might have no choice. You have no choice sometimes, but to pull back on some things.
right, my
So that
actress,
went all too well.
she just got back from London,
Oh,
my actress. And then my actor just got hired for something else. So it's still the time is messing up, even if I was ready.
right. I was going to say if they.
So, but they're gonna knock it out the park. I have nothing but
Oh,
faith
I'm
in.
sure it's gonna be good. I can't wait to see it. After reading it, you're gonna want to see like a live action version of shit.
Yeah.
Oh, excited about stuff you read. It's like
Well,
that.
I had to get a different actress. The original actress dropped out of the project,
Oh,
and that made me really sad because I like to have like um black female leads,
yeah,
and
yeah,
everybody else is everything else. Because
yeah.
I the planet is diverse. I want my stuff to be diverse, kind of thing.
I get that. Yeah,
But we don't have a lot of black female leads, and I really wanted to stick with that. And so
yeah.
when she dropped out, I couldn't
Oh.
find anybody who could pull that character off.
Uh,
And so then another friend came in, and she's still a part of our diverse group. Another actor came in who I know is going to kill it. Like she's going to kill it.
well, that's good. At least you have like at least a good backup
But she
game.
just don't have the look that I originally saw, and that's the part of me that have to like step back because you want it to be good.
Yeah, sometimes
And,
it's like
and with her, it's going to be great.
yeah, that's good though. At least the acting be on top shelf there.
Yeah, I'll send you a reel of her so you can see her
Yeah, cool.
because
Love
she's
to hear.
really. As a matter of fact, I'll send you a reel of the male too. He's gonna do because you read Ensnared, so you know Sulian.
Yeah.
When he read Ensnared, he saw Sulian as Welsh. I don't know where he got that from, but he's doing it with a Welsh accent. So Sulian gonna be sounding like Tom Jones.
Nice.
Girl.
Can't.
I'm like, I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to handle him on set.
I
I love
Unusual. Sorry.
I love Tom Jones.
Yeah.
Love Tom Jones. Have always I was a little girl.
You doing the eye roll
Staring
like
at the
love,
television.
you know what I mean?
Love, yeah. My one eye that's working right now actually did roll.
I
I
can't.
love him. I love. Oh my god. So when he's like, I can do it for Welsh accent. Like, when by Welsh you mean from Wales? He said, yeah.
He was like,
I was like, okay.
hey, okay, well, you get over. Hey, let's try it.
It'll be so cool to see that last part when Sulian do his thing, and I'm hearing that accent. I'm going to lose it.
I'm sure you will.
But we gotta build the facade of the cabin.
Yeah, I know me saying that.
So
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I want to get, I want to get I do want to have the Room Within made into a short horror film, and Fractals one day. Fractals probably a little bit longer than Room Within. Is a lot simpler to do.
The Room Within would definitely be something that we could do at the studio with, with what we already have.
Yeah,
and
I probably would get a location though. I think as a producer, I probably would get a location. It's gonna get easier, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Oh, hello. Read the love listen. Thanks for popping in. We're in the middle of our horror writing prompt right now. Dahlia D is writing her portion of the story, and then one of us will take over a little bit when she's finished. Only other thing I had going on is I got contacted to possibly be in I guess it's like is it a horror zine? It's a pay gig. Poetry. Yeah. So to submit the poetry. So it's physically submit. I have to physically submit it. That's how it's done now with this one. So once I write it, because I was going to use something I had already, but I kind of want to keep the ones that I have written already, even my lengthy ones, for my collection, because they have to have like publishing rights to it for 6 months. You can't publish anywhere else.
Right.
So I understand that because I've been in that quite a few times, especially in a dance where I had to do that. Like we couldn't perform pieces and stuff like that. And
yeah, we had to do the same thing in the anthology that you keep your rights, but you're promising that you don't publish it within the first 9 months of the book coming out.
Yeah, so usually everybody does that. So I was like, I don't really want to, because since I'm bringing out my collection, I don't want to have that lockdown on that. So I'm writing something new for the submission. But I'm like, the piece that I was working on, usually I don't get like, usually I write my poetry in a couple minutes. So I didn't finish it, which was weird. Usually one setting when I sit down to do my poetry, it's like, and it's over. But I was like, I didn't. So since I'm writing one that's a little more lengthy with this one, so I have to do that. But then I need to have it formatted. But there's a certain formatting that they want, and then I can print it and send it. So that should be interesting to do. So I think that's what the deadline is, so I can get that done. I probably should have done it this weekend, but I was tired. I was like, let me take a day while I don't do anything. I had to do adulting stuff on freaking Saturday, so that took my whole day. And today I tried to just lay around. I had to cut grass today, but I was like, not happening. The grass will still be there next weekend. Not
exactly.
I'm not even not doing that.
So they gonna keep that much growing.
Yeah, it rained some today, so and it's supposed to be somewhat sunny during the week, so it might grow a little bit more. But honestly, I don't even care because I'll cut it nonetheless, and it is what it is. So I'm not worried about it. I need to not do stuff today. So, and I had this tonight, so I was like, I don't feel like getting up at 7 in the morning. I didn't get to bed until like 2:30. I was like, I am not getting up at 7 a.m. That's my life during the week, and I am not doing that this weekend. Fuck that. So I said Nazi. But anyway, what's going on right now? Dahlia's coming up on the end soon in a couple minutes. 8:44. So we'll see what she wrote. We're gonna be in trouble. Well, you will be anyway, Aphrodite, but
me?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So yeah. Let's see. We got the Mothman, Cursed Objects, and Cthulhu and Besos. Possessed dolls.
You might want to catch RLL up. Why we got
yeah. Anybody who's popping in late, we are doing the horror prompt, writing prompt game that I made. Where we pick stuff based off a prompt, usually options, and then as we get to write certain sections, like we made the 3 characters, each one of us made a character, and then I had plot prompts made. So we're what's up on the screen right now? I think it's up on the screen. Is it up on the screen? Probably not.
No, it's not.
Let me see. It should have been. I'm sorry, Dahlia. I thought it was. Because it went off even though I clicked it. Oop, share.
It was up there for a minute, but then you clicked it off.
I don't know how it clicked off. Anyway, so this is what she's basing the start of the story off of. So the library shrouded is a haunted library shrouded in an eerie time of silence harbors ancient knowledge and malevolent spirits. As the three characters explore the library's decaying shelves, strange occurrences start to unfold. Books fly from the shelves, candles flicker, and chilling whispers fill the air. As they delve deeper into the library's secrets, the three characters that will be Alexis, I think it was Alexis, Minjun, and Winifred must confront their own past, unearth the darkness hidden within them. Each character's desires and motivations become increasingly entangled with the supernatural forces that haunt the library. Will they uncover the truth and escape the library's grasp, or will they succumb to the malevolent spirits and become trapped within its cursed walls forever?
Or jump out the window and leap to their
That's funny. So that's where we are. We're finally to that point. We had to pick our threats, which we have 4 threats, which our threats are the Mothman, cursed objects, Cthulhu mythos, and possessed dolls. So 2 Aphrodites. Seeing like that. And then we have actual like resources too. I think there was candlesticks, candle holders. There was a clock, like a mounted clock, like a big one. An ancient sword, holy artifacts, globes and maps, and I think an alarm type thing. I can't remember how type of alarm it was. Aphrodite, you picked.
It's a cranking siren.
Yeah, cranking siren.
Like they use them in school. They use them in school back in the day.
Yeah.
And the more you crank, it's like it does that.
Yeah.
They used to use them on like emergency vehicles.
Yeah, I know what they are. I remember that. And then our setting is a snowstorm, and we are 3 friends that are coming to this library because we usually pick a place to meet up once a year. And the Minjun, who's the male character, he picked the location this time. He has a good, well, I would say a little obsessed relationship with ancient books and art stuff like that. So he wanted to come. He picked that, so they kind of went along with it. Aphrodite's character, Alexis, is a high school science teacher. So she kind of, into science. She wanted to be an archaeologist. And then Dahlia D's character, Winifred, is like is part of a construction company her father owns, and her mother recently passed away, and she also is a descendant of a witch. So, when I say my character is a lawyer, and of course I say he's obsessed with ancient books. He's like actually deals with like scams of real estate and things like that. People do scheming things to get people to either buy or sell. So yeah, he deals with those type of cases specifically. So that's our characters. Let's see what happens. Dahlia has 2 minutes left.
Wait, you gonna make me follow Dahlia? Come on. I can't.
You're mad.
So, shit, I dropped my thing. Read, love, listen. What are you working on, or what are you up to tonight? If anything.
I just be hanging, chilling.
Yeah, tonight is like super busy night for a lot of people. I think the whole AuthorTube community, or the majority of the AuthorTube community, is on buzz right now. Yeah, everybody's getting ready for NaNoWriMo.
Yeah, no, I've never even participated in NaNoWriMo.
I used to. I participated about, I have to look, like 5 years ago for 3 years straight. Well, I always won. I was like, why are you doing this? You write every day anyway.
Right, though. That's why I was like, I like
NaNoWriMo. Do not get me wrong. Like, I'm not a hater.
I think it's cool. I think it's a great idea.
But if you're not in the habit of writing, I think NaNoWriMo is a great place to start.
Yeah, true though.
Now, I do like the camaraderie. Like, I would try to like hook up with like Cam Wolf and all, when they're doing stuff.
Yeah.
Even though I wasn't really going for the prompts, not the prompts, the goals.
Yep.
I was writing every day anyway. So I just like to hang out. I love the community. I love writing with other writers.
Yeah, I feel you. And time's up. Let's see what Dahlia
And I'm
has
done.
for us. Nice. Okay, so you'll have to read to us the prompts. I may have to get you to share screen once Aphrodite, just in case you need some re-referencing or whatever like that, if you have it typed up. But you can go ahead and read it to us, and then at the end of it, we'll put it up on the screen, and then Aphrodite can go.
Okay. Pull in here. Alexis pointed to a handicapped parking space. The sign was so old it was hanging by one bolt and was so rusted that the wheelchair icon was barely visible. Don't do it, Freddie. That's a handicap space. Minjun leaned across the front seat. That's illegal. Freddie pulled into the space. The library's been closed since like forever. It doesn't matter. She leaned forward to peer through the windshield of the darkening sky. We probably need to make this quick. Looks like it's quick, period. Ugh. Looks like it's going to storm soon. It was going to storm soon. She could feel it in her bones, but she had business that had to be taken care of today. Freddie pushed the button to turn off the engine and sighed. Her mother had passed away 2 weeks ago, and the vacancy in her heart was still echoing. Minjun placed a comforting hand on your shoulder. You okay? Alexis patted her forearm. We don't have to do this tonight, honey. Freddie shook her head and brushed the curls off her forehead. I'll be fine, she said. She learned over the years that saying it would make it true. But thank you. The Ravenwood Library, deserted for over a year, loomed ominously in front of them. The library had 4 floors, 3 above ground, then the spooky basement that all 3 of them had been afraid of as children. And no one talked about the sub-basements where, as Minjun said, books went to die. That was where he wanted to go, he'd explained to them earlier. There was a book one of his clients had told him about in Aphrodite. In confidence. That was for you. But he wanted to get his hands on it. As a collector of ancient texts, this was the cherry on the ice cream, or the cake, since he was lactose intolerant. Let's hit it. Freddie clipped her keys to her belt and shoved them into her pocket. The 3 friends stepped out of the truck into the cold wind and slowly approached the crumbling steps. Freddie glanced up at the black windows, partially blinded by the bright full moon. She thought she saw a pair of red eyes on the 3rd floor level, and her heart jumped in her chest and she stopped short. What's wrong? Alexis grabbed her arm. Freddie shook her head and began walking again. Goose walked over my grave. Let's get inside. I don't know who said that. Somebody did. Alexis pushed open the old creaky door, and all 3 of them sneezed at the moldy, dusty smell. Freddie dug in her backpack and gave her 2 friends masks and covered her own nose and mouth. A loud bang made them all jump again, and Alexis said, maybe this wasn't a good idea. Well, we're here now, Minjun said. Behind them, the old door swung shut on what they thought was a gust of wind. Holy moly, Alexis says. This is already more than I bargained for. No worries, Freddie elbowed her playfully. We're together. We'll be fine. Just don't go wandering. Just don't go wandering off, Minjun added. That's how you get killed. If we get killed, I'm suing you, Alexis stage whispered. Freddie's stomach rolled. Was this really a bad idea? Aloud, she said, you can't sue him. He's got a great lawyer. Their nervous laughter echoed off the concrete walls and was swallowed up very quickly. Where are we going? Minjun took out a mini flashlight. The sub-basement.
Shit.
There you go.
Shit.
Nice. Nice start.
That is a shit. I'm just letting you know.
Hey, Andy showed up, one of my fave people with that voice of his.
Hello.
Are you lurking? Cool, thank you. And of course, like Andy said, high five the like button. We appreciate it. Oh, she said, just doing hair. She said, he's not doing hair. Cool. All right. Woo. So okay, Dahlia, I'm gonna have to. I guess I can let you share. You know how to. I guess you already know how to get that up there. And I can add it to the stream.
Present, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh Lord, here we go. What doc? This is just document 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to click. Where am I? Here we go. Present. Share screen. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about. Show screen. And okay, you get a little list. Oh God, I got a lot of stuff open. Wait, window. There we go.
Yeah. Okay, now add it to the stream. Okay, you can scroll to the top and then probably zoom in a bit for Aphrodite. Yeah.
Yes.
Just in case she needs to represent, she remember everything you said. This is just in case type of thing.
How's that? Is that big enough?
Aphrodite.
Oh, shush.
Yeah.
Is that big enough? We can make it bigger.
Oh, it don't make no difference. I can barely see it, but I remember.
Okay, as long as you good.
Where? Okay, there we go. Scroll down, honey. I had to talk myself through this.
You could.
Okay, there we go.
There you go. All right, you can just leave it there. She says she doesn't have to read it, but it's just in case she needs to reference it. If you need to,
and I can always scroll up or down. Yep.
Flag us and say scroll down or whatever. If you need to reread anything reference, then you can just unmute and then let us. So no.
All right then. So let me mute me.
Yeah. And you got 20 minutes, and so that means I'll let you know when it's time.
All right.
All righty. That was good, though. I like that. It's a good start.
Well, so I always like to end with a bang. We're going to the sub basement.
Yeah, I like that. Sub basement. That's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Some bad stuff can happen down there.
I remember that from Creep Show. The sub
basement. Yeah, the sub basement.
I think there was a sub basement in Graveyard Shift by Stephen King, where all those rats.
Graveyard Shift. Yep. Yeah.
That was that was the worst.
Right?
Ugh.
All right, I have one small request.
Yes.
I might need like 3 additional minutes because my program is not letting me in.
No, you're good. You're good. We can say your start time is 9:00.
What time?
That gives you, it's 57 after.
All right, that'll work. Can you mute me because I can't even make my way back?
Yeah, you're good. I got you.
This don't make sense to me.
Okay. So, yep. So she should be done. Everyone around about 9:20-ish, and then I'll be the last hurrah and see where we go, and then we'll pick the ending type, even if we aren't near the end, because we probably won't be. We don't want to kill them too fast.
or maim, or
maybe they'll make it. We'll decide once we see what the tiebreaker is for the ending prompt. But yeah, that'll be pretty much close to what will be left at that point, and we'll part of this will work on it or whatever, finish it out at a later date, and then we'll present it on one of the streams. That'd be fun.
I like that.
That'd be kind of cool if we got together.
Possessive of my character, though, I'm like, oh well. I remember from reading The Shining, where her name was Winifred, and the cook asked her, "Are you a Winnie or a Freddie?" And she's like, "I'm a Wendy." I was like, "Oh, that's so cute."
The Wendy,
yes. So I said, well, I'm gonna name her Freddie from a different world.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that. Oh my goodness! So let's see what we come up with. This fun. I like this game because that way it's like 3 people writing a story.
Yeah, and it's not like you're old, because sometimes them WIPs get on your nerves. It's just like, I got to get away from this and write something different, because this is it's too much.
Listen, who you telling? I know.
I wrote a story during a NaNoWriMo like years ago, like
really
through 2018, something like that.
Yeah,
it's still not how I want it. So I always stop doing that. Oh, I got to make 6,000 words a day, or however much they writing, because you don't really get what you want because you're
trying to be obsessed with the count,
with the word count. Yeah, that's just my thing. I did it once, and I'm really angry because it's a good story.
Yeah,
but I can't pull it together. I mean, it has a beginning, but I don't like it. I don't like what I wrote, and I don't know how to make it better.
You know how to make it where you like it.
Yeah,
I get that. It can happen. No love. I've been thinking about my one short story that I did write for one of the anthologies that Regina St. Clair puts out. Mm-hmm. And I was in the previous ones that she released, except for the last one. My only thing that was in there for me was my poem in the front.
Right.
Because my short story that I submitted didn't get chosen. Mm. And she had her reasons for not choosing it. But I write how I write.
Right. It is what it is.
Yeah, so it is what it is. So I was like, okay, well, it doesn't matter. I can publish it myself. It's not a big deal, But then I was like, maybe I'll just put it into my short horror collection that is one of the tie-in books to my debut novel that's coming out.
Right.
And it's from all the stories that are in the horror collection is from creatures and stuff and characters from that world. But then I was like, my older brother was like, I think you should just release Ladrega by itself, kind of like you did the Room Within and Fractals, because Ladrega should have probably its own time as well. I was like, yeah, I mean, I could. It's finished. It was professionally like formatted. It was professionally edited and everything, because of course I was submitting it to that, and we had to have it professionally edited and stuff. So I was like, yeah, I could. So I'm kind of playing with that a little bit. Like maybe I should just go ahead and release it solo by itself, and then because the Room Within and Fractals both are tied into the same world. So I'm like, I could. It's not like the it would be by itself. So I've been playing with that for a little bit, and I like monster horror a lot. So a lot of my horrors are monster horror based. So I tend to write from the monster's perspective a lot of the time. I mean, the Room Within isn't written from the monster's perspective in this case, because poor Daniel. He poor Daniel, man, he wasn't a monster, unfortunately for him in this case. So but the Room Within has a sequel, which is pretty much finished. I just have to tighten it up and stuff, and do some more self editing. But I haven't had time. I got so many work in progresses on the back burner that it's just I haven't. They have their time, and it's just it's not the time yet. But I do want to bring Room Within 2 out relatively sometime in the near future than too far off, because I'm sure everyone wants to know, like, wait, how's there a sequel and Daniel's in it? Like, he died at the end of the first one. So yeah, the second was called Trapped Within. So that one's pretty fun. I like that one. It's a lot more murder and a lot more people getting killed by Daildah in that one. So poor Daniel was the only one who got gotten in the first one, but she eat a lot. So
well, I mean, sometimes you got it. Sometimes you eat the bear, and sometimes the bear eats you.
That's right.
As that dude. Who's that dude who got killed? Grizzly Man?
Yep. Oh yeah, Grizzly Man. Yeah.
But it's good to have when you have a series. That's why I started writing series.
Yeah.
Then you can do these little offshoot stories, because why you're writing, and you're dealing with this character who's developing over these books. You got 20 million backstories to tell anyway. So why not take them and, I mean, for lack of a better word, monetize them? People who like a certain character want to read more and more. Oh, this is what happened when he was 7. People will eat that up, so why not write it and put it up? This is what happened when he went to the grocery store, Stuff that you cut from your original story.
It can be used as a story
into another story, and there you go.
That's facts. No lies detected. So yeah, I like doing that. I like the whole tie-ins and everybody, having their own stories and books. And even some of the characters in my debut novel, like the main characters and the side characters, they have separate stories themselves. So it's nice to branch off and do that. So I think it's always fun, because then people can be like, oh, I read about this character in this other book, and now they have their own book.
Right.
So, and I always like that myself when I would read like some of the paranormal romance that I would read, and they would be the series, but it was always a new, like another couple.
Right. It was a standalone.
Yeah.
It
was connected to the universe. So it was like you may have seen their names, or they made an appearance in one of the other books. Right. But now this is their book, and you've been waiting for that
story. One. Yeah, I like that too.
I always like those. So I think a few of the female paranormal writers that I follow, they do that a lot, which I always liked. So I'm like, yeah.
Well, that's good. If I ever get this series off the ground, I'll have enough fodder. I mean,
I know. I feel you on that. He's got to get it out
forever,
right?
Like a soap opera that you can write. Like remember Erica Kane from All My Children? All that 25 years she was on that show.
Yeah, listen, those soap operas be no joke. Those American soap operas, listen, they never ended. They're crazy, Young and the Restless. My mom still to this day like records them when they come on, and she go back and look at episodes. So like, I know Ridge and the Bold and Beautiful, and I know that
the Bold and the Beautiful.
Oh my God, the Bold and Beautiful. I know. I think the As the World Turns, they ended that one.
Yes,
that one ended. But I think the Bold and Beautiful still comes on, and so does the Young and the Restless. And freaking they all still up to it. I'm like, if they keep passing around each other one more time, Like, how y'all make a new disease at this
The
point?
whole town got all
everybody been all with Brooke.
Yep.
Like everybody, whole family been with Brooke. Like everybody been with Brooke. Brooke almost got a kid with each one of the men's. I'm like, Brooke,
stop it,
girl, stop. Like she's you too old to be breaking up with people and then getting back with the other one you already been married to twice. What the?
Oh, not
the girl, stop recycling husbands.
Oh my gosh,
they're
I
ridiculous.
just remember all my children with they had the twin. It was like the rich mean twin, and then the twin.
right.
What was it, Adam and Stewart?
Yes.
Like,
oh
and
my
then
God.
The actor would just go in the room, mess his hair up a little bit, and put on a sweater. Yeah, I watched it back then with Jesse and Angie, and then I think Brooke got kidnapped, and then that man was playing Every Breath You Take. I was like, all in. Back then I was watching it all the time.
I mean, you get into them because they be doing stuff. It's just it's funny to me that they still going on to this day. And when I was a little girl, my mom was watching these, and they started well before I was born. And I'm sitting there like, wow, y'all still with these plots though, but people still eating it up though.
Hey, you'd be surprised what people watch and read when we go off stage. I don't want to say it on stream, but I was just like, what? This new trend. But I'm not gonna say anything. You know, I know some people get said, I love it. No, I don't like it at all.
She's like, no. Oh, I just did a video on my TikTok. You might have seen it about that chick who was running her mouth about the books. Amanda something her name is. That girl off the deep end. I did a video. Apparently Book Talk blew up about it and everybody made videos to it. She got ransacked after she opened her mouth about this stupid stuff she said.
What was she saying? Because they always allude to it on Facebook and they never tell you anything. So look, if you're going to throw something out on Book Talk, if you don't tell me what they're doing,
what they doing, I know. The girl was like, she made a video. And it's her opinion. You know, people try to use that as a defense. You know what I'm saying? Right. At this point, I'm like, yeah, opinions are like you're behind it. Everybody has one and they all stink. So I don't even care that's supposedly your opinion. But when you start your conversation off with like, I'm feeling kind of froggy today and I'm just going to go ahead and jump in. We go into the hallway. I'm feeling kind of nervous about this part here, so I'm just gonna go get over with. I'm like, you said you feel nervous about what you're about to say because you know it's already in the field of
you're already wrong.
You're already wrong, so you know it, so you know what's gonna happen when you do it, right? So being a woman who is Caucasian, she should have known better. But she decided she was gonna go ahead, open that mouth, and put her entire foot, leg, and thigh in it. And she think that and she think that it wasn't going to catch fire and everybody's will come for her. Like she said, I'm probably gonna lose some of you on this, but I might gain some too. I was like, yeah, only people you gonna gain is bigots and
about the prejudice people. What did she say?
So she started off first. I was like, okay, whatever, and then she tied it into something that I was like, why you go there? So she was like, when they have body talk. And I was like, okay. And she was like, body talk, like when they start mentioning like the character is curvy and or skinny and or whatever shape, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, when they like going to mention it more than one time, like whatever. And then they start mentioning, right, I don't care if the character is brown or white or whatever. But then they want to mention that constantly mentioning the character's ethnicity. I don't know how she went from like body shapes to then jumped into ethnicity. Like she had to do that. She shouldn't have went there. So then she's like, yeah, because then it gets ridiculous. Like, I don't care because I'm going to imagine your character however I want anyway.
And it's not going to be ethnic, just by the way.
Obviously, but I'm not. I'm gonna imagine the character however I want anyway. I'm sitting there like,
and it's me.
Okay, little girl. And she's talking about romance specifically. That's what she's reading. And then she was like, well, this is going a little all right. So if you're still with me, then I'm gonna go to the next one. The next one was still ethnicity. So I don't know why we had to go deeper into that. So then she was like, well, like she decided to use this as an example. Like, my mom is Japanese. She's saying this. My mom is Japanese, and she was treated bad, and I'm treated so bad. No one likes it because I'm Japanese. She's like, that's like no one wants to hear about that, and you should just get over it. That's your mom that went through that, and you don't need to. I'm like, first off, little girl,
she all over the place.
little girl, if you don't understand people being proud of their cultural background, maybe you don't have one, or maybe you don't care about those things.
Right.
That's you. But don't tell a writer that if they're trying to get the reader in connection with this character, then that's what she said. I don't need the female lead doesn't need to be talked about. Like, we don't need to know that much about her. Just let them kiss and be blah, blah, blah. I'm like, if you want to read an erotica, they have that where we don't care as much about their background. We want them to just to bang. If that's what you're looking for, little girl, because if it's a romance, you're going to get to know the characters. I don't know what you're talking about, but you're specifically pointing out that you talking about people not talking about the ethnicity of the character, because you want to know why there's curvy characters. You want to know why there's characters of different races besides just what looks like you, because there was less representation before, but we have more now because we also have more writers of different ethnic backgrounds, and we're just doing what people who look like you did as well in the writing community. They wrote about characters who looked like them. So now that we're here and writing about characters that look like us, you have a problem with it.
You know,
but of course you do.
She's angry because she can't self-insert, because the author is telling her that
what the character looks like, what the character is, who they are.
This is a Black woman. This is an ethnic woman. This is a Mexican woman. She's from El Salvador. She's from wherever.
She keep mentioning it like what,
you know,
like,
and she doesn't like it because she's triggered because it's not white, slim, willowy, or whatever.
I can't self-insert myself. I'm like, listen,
self-insert, and
little girl, nobody cares.
To the fact that you can't relate to the fact that the woman is having a womanly experience with romance, because I think all females usually can connect on that particular level.
Yeah, what's the problem?
Like, because I can watch Fatal Attraction. I don't look like Glenn Close, but you can kind of see where that.
Listen, I don't know. That's why I said I don't know what she taught, but she doesn't apparently know how to read. I said maybe you should find another hobby, because you don't seem to understand how books work. Like, I don't think you get it. Like, there are characters and the characters have backgrounds, and then you get to know the characters. This is called character development. I don't know where, maybe you should write your own books, I said, but of course, obviously you cannot. Hence why you're reading other people's books and thinking you can tear them apart and then insert yourself. If you aren't getting any romance in your actual life, and your husband, as you said, isn't giving you what you need so much so that you have to insert yourself in every character that you read about instead of enjoying the story as the characters that are in it. Like, that's the case, I would have never read anything. How many books and romances? Hello? I would never read none of the stories I read back in the day. No characters wasn't looking like me.
That's right.
So I wasn't reading a book because the character need to look like me, and I'm gonna imagine the character however I want. Blah, blah, blah. Like, girl, shut up. You sound stupid, and get ready, Dahlia. You're not ready for this. Something wrong with her also, besides that, because she got a messed up mind already. And some prejudices she needs to deal with. But she actually went on and said some crazy shit talking about, well, I don't like, which is fine. I don't like that they write about any cheating in the romances. I don't like cheating, which is fine. Most people dislike cheating. Most people dislike cheaters. Most people don't like that. Most people don't like that in their romances, but sometimes things happen in stories, and just don't read the story that has cheating in it. I mean, most of the time it's kind of easy, but okay. But she was like, I don't under cheating. She said, when they write about that, I mean, I read one book that was like, okay, but I really wasn't okay with it. But then she said, it's fine if the guy would be a stalker or unaliver, but being cheating, that's just ridiculous. I was like, wait.
That's ma'am.
Wait, cheating. So the dude could be a stalker, which is dangerous, and an unaliver. So she said he could be a serial killer. But cheating is his moral compass has gone too far. So he can be putting people in his deep freezer. I was like, girl, you might need to see a therapist on that one. I just don't understand.
Since you brought it up, that's exactly what I was there like, oh wow, the new thing now is serial killer romances. How is that a phrase? How is that a real phrase? How do those things come together?
So is it actually stemming off? Are they because of Dexter was a thing?
I don't know, because
Dexter wasn't a romance. It's for everybody's information.
And I kept scrolling. I saw it and I kept scrolling because I was like, this is, I don't know.
So that's gonna be under like horror romance. That can't be under anything else. It can't be under anything else. Like, it really couldn't be. Because you can make a story where you wrote a story where the character is a serial killer and he has a romance with a woman, but at the end of the day, we know what the outcome of this is going to be. One, he's either going to decide he's going to take her out. But if he loves her enough, he's killing everybody else around him, so he's probably going to get caught at some point because they always do. Or he's going to continue to kill because it might be a twisted horror romance where he continues to get away with murdering people. Like,
I don't know. I was really, not a lot of stuff. It makes me go,
is that a new thing? Or
that seems like it's a new thing coming up, because it's like, he's like, he hates everybody but you and this and that. And I'm like, you know what? Sorry.
I mean, so
are we just go ahead and cheat? Because I got
heard on Book Talk that there's this book that one of the guys I follow, his voice is amazing, by the way. So he does, like, he always takes books that they put out on Book Talk about everybody should read these, and he'll read lines from them, and his voice is killer. So one line he was reading, like, about being a villain, be like, a hero would sacrifice you to save the world. I have no such compulsions. I would burn the world for you. So that type of setting. But, I would really need it to be more in a supernatural setting of, like, someone who is a supernatural being, creature, does not have ties to us humans. Because then they can be more detached about maybe being a villain. It's a different mindset. Now, if you got just a human who going around serial killing and then you like the character, like we try to add romance into that, again, you're still going to be horror.
You giggling over a glass of wine. Okay.
You twisted yourself after you find out he's like a killer. I'm just saying. So it would have to at least be, and I hope they ain't trying to act like this is a real romance. It's going to lead with like thriller romance. It would be more like horror romance. It can't be anything else. And then most of the time, those are not real romances, because it's not going to be, we're happy at the end or we're happy for now. That's going to be, it's going to be a tragedy more than likely.
I'm going to jail or you're dead.
Right? I cannot.
I was like I said, I was really taken aback by that. I said, you know what? I've been writing romance since like 2011, so over 10 years. And I'm going to be honest,
not for that trend. But not that trend. We're not doing that.
Yeah, it's getting more, to me, it's like more and more like, and this is my opinion, degenerate. And I'm like, how low are we going to go with this?
Well, you have to, if you're going to go degenerate, you have to admit that that's where it is. That's where it lives. And it's not actually just, it's going to be romance anymore. Like, it's not. Like, I write dark romance. I've written horror romance, but most of the time, let's just say the ending isn't nice. And that's what's expected, which is not acceptable, apparently, by the romance community. Because it has to end with a happily ever after or for now. Which is their rules, it's not most other countries' rule per se, because sometimes that's just how they've decided to do things here in the writing world, I guess. Like, I don't think that's worldwide in agreement, because you can still have romance in a story and it not end happy.
Well, you can have, like, for example, I always pull this one out my behind. Gone with the Wind is not a romance; it's a love story.
Yeah, love stories, romance are different things.
Right, exactly. And it's fine to do that if you want to, but don't sit up and say this is a romance. Because if you call it,
because you're there for the romance and you're there for them to have a happy ending, so you're
right. So how do you get a happy ending when one guy's some sicko criminal or she's a sicko criminal? Who knows?
Because it's not going to end well. No. At some point, he getting caught, or he going to, he killing. He like. What?
And to me, that's very creepy and very unsettling.
It's also really realistic. It's a little too realistic for me because I like writing fiction. And even if I write serial killers, it's usually they're murdering. Like they're not. It's not about them being in love. Even if they have a family, it's not really about that. It's about their twistedness.
From that. Yep.
Right. So I watched some of Dexter because Dexter had like a regular life and he was over there just murdering people, you know what I mean? But they didn't really focus on like Dexter having a romance. Like it had like romance stuff in it, also twisted romance stuff. But it wasn't really about it's about Dexter being up, you know what I'm saying? So,
right.
I don't know about that trend. I don't know about that trend. Questionable.
I was just like, I just kept scrolling. I said, I'm not even addressing this.
She's like, I'm not even with that.
Look at it and you're like,
yeah, I have plenty of things. I'll be like, I can't. I'm just gonna leave that alone. I don't even feel like burning my energy on that today.
Exactly.
We're gonna go. No, Aphrodite, you have 1 minute. See what Aphrodite. So we probably safe and probably at a cabin or something, drinking cocoa and say
drink with marshmallows and graham crackers.
She not gonna do it very
inside, not outside.
Yeah. Oh my. Okay, I had to make that video on it. I was like, I can't. I had to address that from 3 perspectives. Like being a curvy woman.
I didn't see it yet. I haven't seen
being a woman of color and an author. Like, stop trying to tell writers what to write. Like, I need you to take all the seats. Buy the book or don't buy the book, girl. Ain't nobody forcing you. There's books for everybody. There's enough space for every kind of book out there.
That's right.
And you can pick. If you have a problem with people's ethnicity being mentioned in a book, then you can go ahead and pick the ones that obviously have a white woman on the front and a white male on the front that they're probably not going to bother mentioning ethnicity.
Probably
because in those books they don't. So you will be fine, and it won't bother you because they never mention it.
Because that has been the default for years.
It's no need to mention that there are regular parking spots, is it?
Exactly.
There's no need to mark those because we see those there, so they're not going to bother bringing.
And they're always there. There's always regular parking spots, but you got to look to make sure they got the handicap ones.
Exactly. So that's why, because it wasn't a regular thing for people to be represented and stuff. Hence why those people who are like that would write stuff and get more into writing. So maybe don't read those books, and maybe you should check the writer, because the writer could also look like you, also write characters who are different races. So you they really are going to mention the ethnicity constantly. Because I will tell you this, if I'm writing about my character and I mention their background, I'm probably not mentioning it more than once. I don't really feel the need, because why would I? I'm me every day.
Right.
It's not as if I would mention it unless someone asked me and I felt inclined to answer it.
Or it's pertinent to the story in some way, shape, or form.
And if it's put in the story as a very important part of the character's background and they're talking about it because there is a reason, then I can see that. But more than likely, she's reading books written by Caucasian women who feel the need to mention it more than once because they're writing about a race of people that they are not part of. Right. So they kind of feel that they need to. So maybe she should look into that since it bothers her so much.
Or maybe she should just shut up.
She should shut up and stop reading books too. I also agree for that one. All right, girl, what'd you do?
And we and I mean we as humans have been reading books for 1,000 years without having to go through a whole bunch of changes, and now all of a sudden, because there's more diversity presented, everybody has to bring it up. Like, or see, just go back and keep reading what you were reading, and you're going to be okay.
And leave everybody else alone. Thank you.
Really, there is room for everybody. You don't have to like everything. It's all good.
That's literally fact. That's what I kept saying.
I stopped because I didn't want to start another sentence and then it'd be disjointed.
Okay.
So I don't know how to put it on screen. So tell me what to do.
All right. So you want to click present, which is in the center of the buttons at the bottom of the screen.
Should I unpresent? I'll stop sharing.
Okay. Yeah, you can stop yours. Yeah. So it's the one that look like a little screen if you can see it, but it's in the center of the buttons. And you press that. Screen? Yeah, and then the other screen will pop up, and then you'll want to just pick, to make it easy, share entire screen, which is the option on the very end at the top is the words.
I don't see that. Hold on.
Okay, so the first thing, when you first click it, what first comes up when you pick present is share screen. It's like slides, extra camera, video file, and at the bottom it says share screen. That's the little menu that pops up.
All right.
You pick share screen, and then another screen pops up and has a blue word. You just pick share screen with that.
Right.
Like that. Then another menu pops up, and then at the top of the screen, there's 3 words. There's one that's highlighted already. Then the next one next to it is window. Then the end has entire screen. It's best just to do that one because it's easier.
Okay.
So when you click that, and then you have to click the little screen that shows a picture of us, and then it will highlight the share button.
All right. I did that. Hold on.
Then you click the share button, then you can go ahead and then click whatever window you want us to be able to see. Once you press share, it'll let me add it to the stream.
All right.
So there it is. I'm gonna add that, and now you can pick your document, and then you can make it large, and that's what we'll see.
Okay.
So it's up on the screen now.
Yep.
Once you click it, yep.
Do you see it?
Yeah,
Yep.
we see it.
All right, I'll read. Wait a minute. Hold on, because I got to make it a little bit bigger for me.
There you go.
Yep.
I don't know if it's still on the screen
That's
for y'all.
perfect for
Yeah,
me.
it is. It's good.
Okay. Like shit, Alexis mumbled. We just got here and Lawyer Boy has already chosen sudden death. Y'all hit the sub basement and meet me back at the science department. First rule of survival is never split up, Freddie cautions as she stops Alexis in her tracks. We stay together. No, the first rule of survival is never go into a creepy ass abandoned library with a known history of being haunted. Is it Minjun? Did I write that right?
Minjun.
Minjun chuckles as he drapes his arm over Alexa's shoulder. How is it possible that the same woman who jumps out of airplanes into inactive volcanoes for fun, worried about silly urban legends? Aren't you the scientist? Alexa shrugs and pulls away from him. She looks her friends over and tries to remember that they need to be here on a mission. And all she needs to do is support them, then get the hell out. Okay, fine. But you two have a time limit. No trying to set off my asthma. Not trying to set off my asthma, excuse me. The building shifts slightly, barely enough to register, and the winds outside begin to howl as if in distress. Did you feel that? Freddie says, wrapping her arms tightly around herself. Feel what? Minjun asks. He looks over to Alexis, who looks equally confused. Nothing. Let's keep going. The trio make their way to the seat. What the fuck is you doing? Get out. The trio make their way to the long corridor with paintings of people who used to be important and scenes that are long since forgotten. Another few years and the already dulled artwork will fade into non-existence. What a shame, Minjun says with a sigh. Remind me to borrow one of these on the way back out. Note to self, MJ needs to steal something useless, Alexa says as she pretends to make a written note in the air. You could take the boy out of the petty thief, but not the petty thief out of the boy, Freddie says. I stole one pencil once. My one pencil, Freddie reminds.
She petty.
Don't take those pencils.
Wait a minute, hold on. I'm trying to get it to move. Oh, did I do it right? I didn't.
Yep.
There you go.
I did, okay.
Right there, yep.
Oh my God, what the fuck is this bullshit? Alexa says, frozen in front of a display of cracked ceramic dolls. Or better question, why? Minjun walks over to the display and does his best to wipe away the layers of dust from the description below the glass enclosure. I can't make it out. Looks like an exhibit of 1800s based on the style of figures. That should have said from Freddie. And you know this why? A shiver goes up and down Freddie's spine and she hugs herself even tighter. Let's keep moving, guys. The storm doesn't seem like it's going to pass us over this time. I can already see my breath. Alexa's eyes stay fixed on the display. Something about it feels off, but she can't put her finger on it. Coming? That's all as far as I got. 759 words.
Ooh, y'all fast. Look at y'all. Nice.
My computer would not let me. Because I was getting them. I had the story all the way to them going down the steps into the sub because Alexa's dumbass went to the elevator and then like looking at her, waiting for her to realize, that the elevator don't work. And then she's like, motherfucker. And then I got to go to the steps. But my computer just won't let me type it. So
okay. All right. So they are in the sub base. Did they make it down the sub base?
No, they were on their way. They just cleared the corridor to get to the elevator and the stairs.
Okay. Got it. Well, we'll leave off then. Alrighty. I like it. It's going. Now it's time for me to get to work. All right. You asked for it.
I ain't asked for it. I damn for sure didn't put this order in.
This is not my DoorDash order. Don't leave it on my steps.
That's funny. Okay, I got 20 minutes.
I do need to take a quick break and get something.
You can take a break because I got to start writing anyway, my portion.
So I hate to abandon you, Dahlia, but I got to get something.
No, because I got to find the dogs outside the door whining. So
okay,
you good.
So you doing 20 minutes? I'm gonna go make something hot because I really am having a hard time. That's what they.
No, you good.
Yeah, go ahead.
You all good.
All right, I shall return.
Here we
all
go.
Right. All right, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and write the final section for tonight. I'm not saying we will finish the story tonight, but it will be at least in the sub basement, and we will pick what the ending will conclude as possibly, and then we will close out for our Halloween special. See you in 20 minutes.
I wasn't keeping track of the time, so I don't know how much more time you have left. I mean, I didn't keep track of when you started.
I have like 3 minutes left.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm sorry.
Mm. Enable debugging on Pixel Pro 6.
Dahlia, what was that?
Oh, I didn't know my mic was on. I'm looking up something. Oh. Sorry about that.
Well, I'm intrigued now.
Well, I have a projector, and I'm trying to connect my Pixel Pro to the projector so I can use my phone to project stuff, but it's not working. Gotcha. So I am looking. That's how I do voice searches, because I can't be typing all that stuff, so they can tell me how to put it into debugging mode.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's a little tiny projector like this. It's so cute.
Oh, I have a projector. You know what? And I heard you say projector, and my brain still saw screen in my head.
Oh.
Yep, I got a little one I got off Amazon. I have not even taken it out of the box yet.
Well, it's real easy to hook up to the laptop. I didn't have a problem. I just plugged in the HDMI cable that came with it, and it was fine. No problems, which is fine. But, I always like to have a backup. If I don't need to lug around my laptop and I can play off my phone, it'll be good. But now I'm on the Verizon site, how to debug. Lord. About phone, then build number 7. What? Oh, Lord, here we go. Once I start this, it's always like 2 hours.
Okay. All right. So we'll probably have to finish this, because we didn't really get to too many any of the threats and stuff, but we did get to mention the doll display. Yep. I did mention some ominous, but we just got down to the basement, so
well, it takes a bit, you
it do.
It's so not like Terrifier.
I'm just letting everybody know that we didn't get to use the stuff that. So I think we can continue it in another episode. But I'll go ahead and read my portion, because it'd be good to see where we go with it.
Can you consolidate all of them? Like you want us to send you the pieces, so that the next time we start back up?
Yeah, you can send me the pieces, and I can just put them all together, and then then we can start back up on it. And when we do, we'll do like every other show. We'll do it or something like that. Let me unpull up the share screen and read
This will
it.
be cute because we can give it away for free on Amazon.
Yeah, it'd be cool. Entire screen. Share. All right. Let's see. Boop. And I think I got like 729 words. So I managed to do in that time. All right. I think it's big enough, but I'm going to make it a little bigger.
Yeah,
all right.
He has to leave soon.
I figured that. We almost done anyway. All right. I always have to pick the ending or what the ending could be. We're going to choose anyway, and then we'll just conclude up to that. All right. Minjun taking the lead, guided Alexis and Winifred down the dimly lit corridor that seemed to go on forever. Its walls adorned with faded wallpaper cobwebs that told tales of neglect. The old Ravenwood Library was a haunting place, abandoned for who knew how long, yet oddly functional in a disturbing way. As they walked, the trio bickered about the possibility of the ancient elevator they were heading towards still functioning. I don't know, Minjun. This place is a wreck. Are you sure the elevator is even going to work? Alexis asked with skepticism. Minjun turned to shoot her a confident smile. Trust me, this place may be old, but I've heard stories about it. Even after all these years, some things still work perfectly. Come on, we're almost there. Was reluctant, right? With a reluctant sigh, they continued until they reached their destination. The elevator door loomed before them, covered in dusty cobwebs and looking like a relic from a bygone era. It doesn't look very promising, Winifred remarked as she gingerly reached out to brush away a few cobwebs. However, Minjun didn't seem discouraged. He confidently pressed the button to call the elevator, and to their surprise, they heard a distant mechanical hum.
No.
The elevator The elevator was indeed still operational. The trio stepped inside and confined space finally feeling claustrophobic as the doors slowly closed. The lights inside the elevator flickered ominously as Minjun pressed the button for the sub-basement, adding an eerie atmosphere to the situation. As the elevator descended, it stopped abruptly, leaving the three of them in near darkness. They exchanged nervous glances, and Minjun's flashlight pierced the shadows as he checked the control panel. Great, just great. It's stuck, Alexis grumbled, her voice laced with irritation. Winifred let out an easy laugh, trying to mask her fear. You know, this is how all the horror movies start, right? Stuck in a creepy elevator in a rundown library. Just as they began to contemplate their options, a chilling voice echoed from somewhere in the darkened shaft. The voice was gurgly and incoherent, sending shivers down their spines. Alexis, her back to Minjun, turned around in a full circle, bumping into him. Did you guys hear that? She whispered, her voice trembling with fear. Minjun and Winifred exchanged puzzled glances. Hear what? Minjun asked, his flashlight sweeping the enclosed space. The elevator, as if it had a mind of its own, started up again. The trio stood in bewilderment silence as it continued its descent. The humming of machinery was accompanied by a sense of dread that hung heavily in the air. Finally, the doors of the elevator creaked open, revealing the sub-basement. Its darkness seemed to swallow the weak light from Minjun's flashlight. The trio stepped onto the damp, musty floor, their footsteps echoing through the eerie silence. Minjun, with his flashlight, searched for a light switch or any other source of illumination. As he scoured the sub-basement, Winifred, unable to see in the pitch blackness, accidentally bumped into his back, sending a chill up his spine. Did you find anything, Minjun? She whispered, her voice barely audible in the darkness. The tension in the air became almost pliable, as if the very walls of the sub-basement were closing in on them. As Minjun continued to search for a light source, the three friends couldn't shake the feeling that they were not alone in this subterranean abyss. They exchanged anxious glances, wondering what other secrets the old Ravenwood library held within its decaying walls. Minjun's eyes caught a flash of metal as his flashlight beamed off in his passing. There he sat and made his way to a far wall. What? Alexis asked before she grabbed hold of Winifred's forearm. The lights came on across the space. Walls of books, old couches, desks, and chairs filled the space. In the center of the room was a man-sized statue of a winged creature, and in front of it was a large tomb. Minjun's eyes lit up as he made his way over to it. Guys, quick, come here, he said, his left hand waving them over. No, I'm good over here near the exit, and that large winged statue of whatever that is does not look inviting in the least, said Alexis. That's all I got to write. So
ran with it.
3 dumb people got on the elevator. Mm-hmm. You don't get on the elevator even if it does work.
So anyway,
you should make the elevator with that thing, you know.
Oh yeah.
Cage. Where you gonna go?
I can't. So we really get something good going here because we didn't even get into. I did get mentioned the Mothman because that's the statue that's there. So the Mothman will be making an appearance. But I want to tie in the Cthulhian mythology with the Mothman to kind of connect him to that because of what he looks like. Anyway, we could work that in.
And why is Minjin walking around with the standard white boy issue weapon called the flashlight?
Well, everybody will use a flashlight in the dark because apparently he's got that, like, oh, I'm gonna go to this place, so a flashlight would be the first thing you would use if it's dark, or a torch, as they call it in Britain. But either way, he would use that nonetheless. But it's not going to matter. I mean, he found some light now anyway, but shit. So we still got to deal with like cursed objects to getting the Cthulhu mythos pulled in, and then of course those things could also bring forth the possessed dolls moving. And then of course we have to tie in the snowstorm. We did mention it at the beginning, obviously, that it was starting to build up, but we won't know that it's hit so bad until we're trying to escape, and will be no escaping.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do with Freddie when Freddie was starting to see her breath, that she noticed the temperature had dropped.
Yeah. So let me pull up the next part of that we have to pick before we roll out. Let me see where I was. Okay. So the ending. So we have to choose between 3 possible options, or 4 possible options of where we can lead, and that's what we will lead it to nonetheless, even if we love our characters. So the options are: they all die, only some die, all make it out alive, which is the nice ending, and or a twisted ending. So what is your preference for these characters?
Twisted. All live.
Well, the twisted one doesn't mean that they die per se.
Yeah.
Somebody might
all live. You find out that Minjin was setting them up or whatever.
No. Minjin, no.
Minjin is a doppelganger. They was never with him the whole time.
Well, we should have picked. We would have had to pick the doppelganger as one of our threats.
Yeah, we can't do that now.
Yeah, we should have picked the doppelganger threat. I would also like Twisted. So that don't mean everybody's going to die. We'll see where it goes.
Like they're changed or transformed or something
Twisted could be something else. I mean, because we still do have to address, some of their backgrounds with the story, because Dahlia's character has a connection to witchcraft, you know what I mean? So that could be also play, and she could have, dormant powers in her that could be sparked or utilized, unfortunately, in situations like this with
we do need to know about Freddie knows about the year those dolls was created too.
Yeah, well,
I did that on purpose.
Yeah, so there's lots of things that could happen. So Twisted doesn't mean necessarily one of them betrays the other, but it also could mean twist as far as the connection of the creatures that's going to come and plague them, all those different things. So it could go either way. So we won't find out, to be continued until the next time we finish writing more of it, which it may take a few episodes for us to finish it. We have to see where it goes, how long they make it and live.
People who watch this on the rewatch, who get this far and hear this question, who would y'all think should happen based on the 4 choices? Help me out.
Yeah, in the comments you can what you say, what you think would happen. What does it sound like this could go? And we will love to hear your thoughts on that. And Andy's still with us.
Yay!
So we are going to skedaddle because it is now a few minutes after 10, and we did do like a 3-hour stream. So I thought this was fun. Happy Halloween to everyone. I'm going to let my lovely other goddesses close out is what they may be doing soon on their channels or other social medias, or if they just want to say happy Halloween, good night. But I will give it over to Aphrodite first to say her goodbyes.
Yeah, for Halloween, I'm going to be avoiding TV because I'm tired of all these daggone commercials with all these Freddys and Jasons and Michaels going around hurting people. And so that's
let them live.
Huh?
Let them do their thing.
Let them do their thing outside. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be avoiding TV. Other than that, I'll just be writing because I got a whole series to finish and a whole screenplay.
You and me both.
So until you see me again, that's what I'll be doing. Just pray for me, y'all. Life is hard on me right now.
We might want to try to maybe get together a little more on the side. We don't have to do live streams, maybe just so we can help each other get some writing work done. If we do like some behind stage writing, we don't have to go into live or whatever. But maybe
I'll say this. Yeah, I have a Zoom room that I paid for a year, a professional Zoom room. So we can go in the Zoom room and sit as long as we want.
Okay,
cool. You know, we did all that. I didn't do that 40-minute thing. I said, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. So
yeah, I've done that before.
Pro.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we can do that
together. We can come into a room.
Well, yeah, cool. Let us know what your schedule is, Dahlia, and I can let you know what's mine. Because even if all of us can't make it, at least some of us can probably break together. Because I can't say. Aphrodite, you can
open the room up and sit in there. You know what I'm saying? You pop in, pop out, say hi, say bye.
Okay, cool. Yeah, let's do that. Because I do need to get my work. I'm not getting it done. It's not getting done. I need to get it done.
You need that pressure.
That makes me happy. I don't have to sit in this apartment to do it. I can go somewhere else to sit and do it. So that works.
Exactly. Yeah, so let's do that. You all just let me know. We can just do it on the Facebook Messenger. Just tell me what days you want to do, every day, night, evening, whatever you got open, and then I can usually do anything that's in the evening until like 10:30. I'm free in the evening to do writing whenever. So that works. On the Saturday and Sunday, I can do during the day because I'm usually home. So
that works.
Let me know what your schedules are, and then we can pick the days. Or if you got it open, we can just pop in and write until we can't, and then roll out.
Until you fall out.
That's it. All right, Aphrodite, you done with your closing, or what else you got for people?
Yeah, I could definitely use the camaraderie because
I write more when I do that.
Sitting on top of me right now, and writing seems to be all I really have because everything else is just really sitting on top of me right now.
Yeah, everything's a little too much crazy right now for real.
Sometimes you got to go through it to get to it.
True.
All my little old, I got them old people sayings now.
You got them sayings, girl. You got them sayings.
You gotta go through it to get to it.
Get through it. I know. Listen.
I just hope I make it through it.
Sometimes they're like, whoa.
All right, Dahlia, what you got for the people?
Well, like I said, I'm gonna be out of town at the end of the week, but you can go on, search Zame Hill on Amazon. I have 2 short stories, probably one in Kindle Unlimited. If not, it's 99 cents. Plus under Dahlia, I have
I think I have all the Zame Hill stuff already.
Oh, what's this?
This is a book that I published with Lucy D back in 2014, and I'm just finally getting the paperback.
Oh, wow, cool.
So I did this myself on Atticus, so you get your little...
I am getting Atticus.
Get Atticus. Because it's the only way that I was able to do this like a normal human being.
But what is the title? What's the title? I can't see it.
Loving Among the Dead.
Oh dear God.
Yeah.
It's a zombie romance. You know, it's
like Warm Body.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh yeah, I'll have to get that.
That's what I'm doing.
Awesome. Yay. All right. So this weekend, still until Halloween, Room Within and Fractals are free on Amazon. So ebooks are free, both of them. So you'll have all the way to Halloween Day to get them. If you haven't read them, then do. If you have friends who are interested in horror, then you go ahead and let them know that they're free. So pick it up while it's free.
We'll put it in the description after the stream too, so I can pick it up.
Yep, I will do. So yeah, check it out if you haven't read them. They're quick reads too. The Room Within is pretty fast, and Fractals is a little bit longer than The Room Within, but also not that long of a read because I like to get to it and get the killing.
Well, make a post on Facebook that's just with the link to it.
I did already. made a post on Facebook with the links.
I saw a post where you were talking about, but I didn't know the link was with it.
No, I put the links with it, and because I did a video. I did a video. I did a trailer. It's on my channel. I did a trailer saying it was free, and the links are there. Also, I shared it on my Instagram. I shared it on my TikTok. I shared it on my Facebook as well. Most of the people don't pay attention when I put links and stuff on Facebook, so they'd be like, "La, I don't want to click nothing."
Yeah, they keep scrolling. So
they keep scrolling. So it's there though. So I shared it everywhere. So it's on my YouTube channel.
I'll reshare it. That's what I'm just saying, so I can see
it out.
Yeah.
If it's on YouTube, you can share it. I got the trailer there with it. So
okay, good. I
know a lot of people who like horror stuff.
So it's good.
My film people,
yeah,
they love horror.
Yeah, tell them to go ahead and get it. It's free ebooks. Why not? You know. So that's what I have a special running this weekend, Halloween weekend, all the way to Halloween Day, which is Tuesday. And then I'm working on my dark romance poetry collection. If you like dark things, you might still like my poetry collection as well, because a lot of the stuff is dark romance. So check that out. When I'm planning on trying to release that near the end of December right now, I have to finish writing the rest of the poems in there. But poetry is a little bit different than writing a fiction novel, because the editing on that is more self-edited. You can get a professional editor to touch it, but honestly, they probably might mess up your poetry more than anything. Because the wording has to be the way it is. Even if they say, well, this word doesn't really go with that, I can't have you touching that.
No, you don't edit poetry. It comes out.
You don't.
That's what it is. It is
exactly. I'll just run it through a system for spell check. That's all I need. Because I don't want my poetry touched. It messes up the flow. So that will be coming. I have a formatter. Aphrodite Lee is my formatter, so she'll be formatting before it releases. And then it has a cover, had it for years. I just didn't release it. So I'll do a whole thing with that. And then, of course, my Kickstarter is coming up in probably late January for Caliostro. I want to kickstart that to publish it in April. So I've been doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes for that Kickstarter. Like I said, I have a GoFundMe that I'll be supporting a friend that you all know. So I'll be putting that up to help maybe get some help through the community for her. So keep an eye out for that. That should be coming up early November. But as you know, I always have videos every Sunday. Something I have series that I do. So if you want to check out my channel, check it out. I'm also over there on TikTok doing fun stuff. Too. Yeah, the hobby tag. I did that. That was long. And there's only 5 questions because my ass couldn't get past question 2.
Well, I know it's gonna be because I have too many hobbies. I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be a long one for me.
Yeah, question 2 was just like I was going for a while. Y'all was like, when you gonna stop question 2? Get to question 3, like what else you doing? So yeah, that was a fun tag to do. So if you haven't seen that, check it out on my channel. I also released some new Halloween timers for anybody who is sprinting during NaNoWriMo, who is into horror stuff. I think I released like 3 or 4, actually 4 like Halloween horror.
That's like your Black Cat one.
Yeah, I got 30-minute timers. I released the Black Cat. I think I released the classical, creepy, spooky one. I released
your head.
Huh?
What is on your head?
Oh, my antlers, my green antlers. Yeah. So I'm a witch fairy. If you didn't know.
I thought you were that thing from The Ritual.
I mean, it's all the same. It's okay. I'll take it too. It's so funny. But yeah, so also if you didn't catch my dance, I did a dance as Daildah from The Room Within. So anybody who read it will know who Daildah is. She's from my universe with Caliostro. So I danced as her. So I also put that's on my dance channel, but I shared it through my community posts on my author channel. If you want to check out that creepy dance, then please do.
Oh yeah, that was the hook. I showed you.
And I also did Jason Voorhees like a year ago, but I re-released the video of this portion that was Jason Voorhees. That was fun to do.
Oh, I'm really glad I missed that.
Yeah, I got to do that. Everything's horror. Everything's horror. Everything's horror. I'm glad you missed that. It was a good one. You got to check it out. I got his mask on, his authentic mask and everything. And it's like the Jason Voorhees music with his mom telling him to kill them Jason and stuff. It's really fun. I love doing that one. I was doing his breathing chest thing like, you know, he breathe right before he kill you.
This how I know I'm highly favored because God look out for me because I didn't see that.
Yeah, I'll send it to the group. I'll send it to
the way she said it. Oh, I'm glad I missed that.
Right? I can't with her. All right, everybody. That's it for us, goddesses, and happy Halloween. We will see everybody. You on the 2nd Sunday of November. Gosh, we're so close to freaking Christmas. It's crazy. Oh. Here it comes, though. Anyway, we'll see you next time.
All right,
and stay scared.
Or happy.
No, stay scared.